That's all comedy is.
I love that.
That's all it is you go, hey,
do you notice this too?
Government, culture, parenting, families, and you go, and they go, sit at my kitchen counter, middle of June, and I got an email that said, you're confirmed for the Tonight Show, June 16th.
What was that like?
Oh my, I mean, I got.
Because you've been doing this for years.
It's funny, you said that in music is the same. Every time you are sad, you do go to art. You don't go to statistics, you don't go to math, you go to art. Like in Rehab, the place I went to, at least I don't know about other rehabs, there's no escaping. So like, it's not a prison. If you can physically, there's no drugs, alcohol, there's no televisions, there's no, dude, listen to this, there's no sugar, there's no caffeine, there's no fiction books, there's no, if you get a runner's high from working out, they don't even let you do that. So when you feel an uncomfortable feeling, sadness, depression, not good enough, there's nowhere to go.
G'day everybody, welcome to Pints with Aquinas. I just had a really beautiful conversation with John Crist. I've admired his comedy for a while. I've obviously been on his show. Well, maybe not obviously, but I've been on his show. And when he was coming on today, I didn't really know what to expect. If you watched my show with him, it was basically him and his friends telling jokes and me not really getting them, and I just kept being serious. So I thought, well, I hope we can kind of go deep here. And we really did. I mean, we started talking about comedy, and there's so many great insights there. And then we went really deep, and I thought it was beautiful, and I think it'll be a blessing to you. So I hope you enjoy it. Before you do anything else, would you do me a favor? If you appreciate Pints with Aquinas, just click subscribe. It's free. It's a great way to support the channel. Click thumbs up, leave a comment. And if you think this is beneficial to people, you're going to have to watch it first, obviously. Here I am telling you to like it before you've watched it, but do that. But watch it. If you think it's beneficial, would you please share it with one person? I think it really will be a blessing to many folks. Thanks. How old are you? Can I ask that?
I just turned 41.
Yeah, I'm 42.
Oh yeah.
And don't you? I remember when I turned 40, I was like, I just felt such freedom. I'm like, there's no new skills coming. This is it. This is all. These are the cards I've got to play.
It is. I feel the same way. I feel like I have a joke in my show about how it comes to. Never in my life before have I gotten to a thing and go, nope, not doing it. You know, like your parents are like, Uber, nope. They just kind of draw the line or let's say TikTok. They go, hey, we're not doing new things. So when you're young, you're like, oh, this new driverless car, let's get in that thing, this new. And then I feel like you go, I'm not doing that. This is at Walmart, or not Walmart, at Whole Foods. This newest thing, this is, you can connect your fingerprints to your Amazon account.
I'm with you.
And you wave it over the register.
It's just like one step away from the mark of the beast.
No, that is the more, I go,
nope,
I'm not doing that. But I feel like when you're younger, is it big in Catholicism, a fear of the end times?
No.
You don't have that like we do.
Yeah, and I would say, would you say in Protestantism, there's probably pockets where it's really
there's a lot of kind of cheesy movies about this a big boom happens in a pile of clothes or sitting there. It's like the rapture.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have the rapture over here. Yeah,
it didn't get there yet. It hasn't come to Catholicism yet.
I don't think it's going to ever. But what are some things other than that you've noticed that you're like, nope.
Oh man,
I don't tip for black coffee.
Yeah. Well, I think
I said that like it was a rebellious statement.
There you go. I'm not, dude, it's funny. I had a very bad Uber on the way over here. The guy, he stopped to talk to some of his friends.
No, that didn't happen.
Yes, he did. And then his phone was going off and it would ring and ring. He didn't press like silence. All right, what do you do with the stars? 1 to 5.
Oh, I see. All right, let's
Because I feel like when you're younger, you go, he wants to have a job. We're encouraging him to get out of here.
You have a responsibility, right? I don't want him. So I don't want you lying and me ending up with him.
Yeah.
So explain how this happened. Was he like, hey, do you mind if I quickly?
No, he was just stopped. It was like a stand where like other drivers where he just stopped to like chat with them.
For how long?
It was like a couple minutes. Wow. And he was like, hey, dude, 1 second. And I was like, okay. But again, when you're like...
That's a 2-star review from me.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
And you go, gosh, I can't believe I never would do that.
Yeah, no, I try to like people. It's just getting increasingly harder the older I get.
Well, I'm now engaged.
I saw that. Congratulations.
But she, so did you see that? I don't know if you get, this is thing in the news yesterday, the girl got stabbed on the, okay.
God have mercy.
So horrific.
Yeah.
And we're talking about that. And my fiance makes fun of me all the time because maybe just because I became 40, man, I'm getting involved.
Yeah.
In public. I'm getting involved. Like somebody has a loud muffler. I'll be like, hey, enough.
When I was a kid, I looked up to Superman. Now that I'm old, I look up to people who, when they're on an airplane and it parks, get off quickly so they can stop the flow of selfish people from pushing past and let everybody else. Those are my heroes now.
Yeah, and when you were young, I feel like you just but now, I mean, I don't have children yet, but you go, especially locally, you're like, this is the environment where it's like almost like the neighborhood, like see something, say something.
Yep.
But you also, when you're a kid, you're like, I'm not calling the cops. But then when you become an adult, you're like, it's nice to see some cops around here.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, you're getting in trouble by the cops.
Right.
They circle my neighborhood like it must be on their whatever. And I go, it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Is that an age thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Is it an age thing? Probably, but I think
you don't want to turn into a Karen.
But it's both an age thing and an appropriate thing. Like you were an idiot when you were younger for not caring about those things, and you're just becoming more brilliant and enlightened and beautiful.
That's it. And I think you when you every April 15th when you sign away your taxes, I think the more you get involved in, the more you pay, the more you care.
Well, let me ask you this, because there was once a guy, I've told this story too many times, so everyone's going to get sick of it, but just so you can hear it, there was a fella in front of me on the other side of the plane watching porn in front of my kids. And I yelled, I hit him. I said, could you please stop watching porn, please? And I yelled it. And if he didn't stop, I would have said, I think this man's masturbating, 100%.
Yeah.
My question to you is, what would you do in that situation?
That's what I'm saying. I said to my fiance yesterday, she goes, I can't believe this thing in the subway or the bus that nobody got involved. And then, it's happened all the time where I go, hey. And there was a fight happening one time downtown, and I got involved in that.
How did you get involved?
You're not going to kick this is a human being. Another human being was on the ground and he was kicking it. I think they might have been on drugs or something, but I go, I'm not. Well,
so what did it look like as you got involved? How did you do that?
There's two, I believe it was maybe two homeless people. The guy was laying on the ground, covering himself. The other guy was kicking him. And it's like, this is none of your business. I go, yeah, no, I understand that, but this is a human.
Nevertheless.
Yeah, I one time in a gas station, someone was robbing the gas station, just taking a bunch of candy bars. And this is in downtown Philly. And I go, hey, man. Same with you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's funny.
What you doing?
Yeah. And he goes, what are you going to do about it? And I go, nothing. And that was the end of that. But you can't, but it's like, all right, we're not going to let the guy watch porn? No.
So what would you do in that situation?
In your situation?
Yeah. Like, let's say that happens on the way home to Nashville. What?
I mean, do you go flight attendant call button?
Yeah,
no.
I think so. Because if you had maybe though, maybe. I mean, if you had have asked me what I would have done, I wouldn't have known what I would have done.
Until you're in it.
Yeah. And I just reflexively slapped him. And he did. And then I realized we got 2 hours left on this flight.
And he's in the middle. And
he stopped immediately. He did not look back once for 2 hours.
I think there is, what do people say? What do people comment? Did they say you shouldn't have done that?
No, when I shared it.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone said you shouldn't have. I didn't punch him, but I slapped him harder than I meant to. I was just pissed off. My daughters are right behind this jerk. We have to start shaming people again. I don't want people to feel ashamed of who they are. So maybe
that's where the Protestants and Catholics can come together. We'll surely reach across the table.
But I really do want people, like men in short shorts and airplanes,
can't do it.
Excommunicated.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think that's what
or
comedy.
Large women with short shorts. Is that too offensive?
No, I think that's what a lot of comedy is. So comedy, when you're in the airplane, somebody walks in talking on speakerphone.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's insane. But what comedy is, in essence, what we do when we tour on a live, on a greater scale, is you look around to see if somebody else is seeing this, and you go,
yes.
Or where's the camera? You go,
yes.
And they go, that's all comedy is.
I love that.
That's all it is you go, hey.
Do you notice this too?
Government, culture, parenting, families, and you go, and they go, and then I go,
dude.
And then
that's good.
I'm at peace with the speakerphone. Because I feel like where people get confused is you go, and especially with in everything in 2020 and 2021 politics and everybody goes, and they were going, and you're like, what? It like messes your brain up because you go,
you feel gaslit,
or you go, maybe am I crazy? Everyone's standing 6 feet apart, and then we're gonna board this plane.
We all see this doesn't make sense. I just need one person to tell me.
I just need somebody. That's what all of us comics, Theo Vaughn, Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, all these guys got, because nobody else was saying. That's all it was. These guys aren't more famous. They were just going because everybody else on TV couldn't, because they would get fired. Remember, because the big networks, and they had.
Interesting.
But the guys with the comedians with platforms directly to the fans. So there was no sponsored by via Netflix. They wouldn't have shut all that stuff down. But a comic goes, and then everybody goes, this is the only guys saying it. And then a lot of us just went through the roof. That's really all comedy is.
That's awesome. I got to tell you one more uncomfortable story I had, and I was a complete coward and did nothing about it. Hate that part of the story. But I was at my local, this was several years ago. I was living in Atlanta, went to the gym.
As one does.
Gym, they got a sauna, went into the sauna.
Oh, no.
There's like 3 fellas in there. That's maybe not what you're thinking. But there's a fella there, and he's having a business meeting on his speakerphone. So the phone's on the ground where it's a little cooler, and he's having a meeting.
You're lying.
Oh my gosh, I don't know who I hate more, him or me, for not like.
So you didn't do anything about it?
I did nothing. I punked out.
Yeah.
I should have said, what are you doing? Yeah, I think it's nice to start gently. You don't want to assume.
Yeah, you don't want to hit them first.
What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? I'm just having a business meeting. Do you think maybe you're not the only person who exists? Or
yeah, and
that's
everybody
what I should have said.
Everybody listening is having an argument with their significant other. I go, all right, if non-confrontational, keep your head down, don't make eye contact, go about your business, Karen. Everybody's on here.
On the spectrum.
Yeah, so you go, all right, if somebody you're sitting at a cafe, somebody glances at your wife in like you go, I'm probably gonna let that go. Somebody whistles at her, maybe cat calls her. You go,
gosh, you can't. You can't.
No, at some point, if you don't, I would imagine I don't know you, but you don't fight people.
No, I don't want to fight.
If somebody touched your wife or you would fight them.
Of course.
What do you mean? Of course.
I would just put my body in front. Maybe I misunderstood, but if someone's groping my wife, of course I fight.
You would interrupt. You would physically,
yes, of course,
intervene.
Even if I got destroyed, I would put my body. I would try to get as many punches as possible.
Because you go, if you're the back and forth, if you stop at a stoplight and you eyeing another guy, he looks you up and down. You're like, what's up? If you fight him, even if you win the fight, you still lose.
Yeah,
because you shouldn't be fighting. Yeah. It's a dumb thing to be fighting about. To protect your wife's honor, even if you lose the fight,
yes,
you could still win.
Yes.
Just like the sauna thing. You go, I should have.
Exactly.
Even if you go to go F you.
Yep.
You go, well, that was what should have been done.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gosh.
Now, do you have moments like that from your childhood? Were you? I would say I was pretty weak as a kid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the fights I got into, I lost.
Yeah.
And I wish I didn't. I wish I got into more fights and lost more of them so that I could be more comfortable.
Get a little bit more
with confrontation.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Some of them I did. Still, but
I'm sitting in the airport and there's a husband and wife fighting with each other, or she's like just being very demeaning to him about. It was something about the home insurance.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't, and I wanted to I just put in my headphones. I didn't move to another seat. I could have. There's not many seats there. I wanted to I like fantasize about being like, back up. Hey, you should be kinder to him.
Let me tell you what my wife did. We arrived in Paris.
All the YouTube comments are just going to be full of people going, I did this and it went bad, or I should.
Well, my wife didn't confront anyone, but there was this woman talking to her husband like he was a naughty child.
Yes.
It was
I feel like,
gross.
Yeah. Yes.
And my wife looked at me and went, she's not attractive enough to talk to him like that.
Yeah. So
No,
she could hear?
No.
Oh, yeah.
So she would have been cooler if she had done that.
Yeah.
But I've heard someone say those exact words before, but it was a man who said it. I'm like, dude, don't say that about women.
Whoa,
but when
bro,
my woman was like, she's not really attractive enough to talk to him like that. Like,
you said it.
It's true.
You said it.
But But I would never say that to the man. It just heaps shame upon him. If you said to the woman, it just heaps shame upon him, who already feels like I'm in this friggin' relationship.
And then you all of a sudden, she's being a little bit humorous, I would guess.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you go, oh, I feel great now. You were like, this was a thing that was like,
it diffuses the tension.
Yeah, and you go, I don't know. Oh, yeah, whatever. And then you go, gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You laugh about it, and then it kind of
dissipates or something.
A little bit.
So that's wild that you were on Jimmy
Fallon.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon.
That was wild. I mean,
wild.
Tell me how that happened, because I would think that's like when you feel like maybe I accidentally made it somehow.
Certainly, I think it was the first comedian that came up in church
because you already have a Netflix special, correct? I'm so sorry if you don't.
I did.
Okay.
I did in 2019, and then I lost it.
Okay, well, you had a special for a while. That's cool.
Yeah, and then we have it to go over to Jimmy Fallon. You go. I mean, you go back and forth for years. By the way, you do jokes, and they say you got to go do it live. You can't just do it to a camera. You got to go do it live, and they watch it.
I need you to slow down and explain every step of this for me, because I think people will be genuinely fascinated. So
let's see.
That you're invited to audition essentially, and you have to fly up to New York, or what?
So I, in essence, vocalized to my representation that I would like to.
It's going too slow now. Just speed up a little bit.
Try to get on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, good.
And they go, yeah, sounds good. We know we've gotten in contact with the booker. We've sent other comedians over there. We need you to give us 5 minutes. So you're looking, I have hours of material. You're looking at, well, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's too Christian. That's not. And then you go, all right, here's 5 minutes. Send it to them. They go, first time they go, absolutely not. But
you send them a video.
Yeah.
I see.
That's the first me doing stand-up.
Yep.
We like.
Why did they say absolutely not?
I think I had some jokes that were like a little bit off color.
Okay.
Not dirty, but just like a little bit too maybe politically incorrect. But that's tricky about comedy is you kind of got to be a little bit of that. But for TV, it's a fine line. So they go, well, we don't like, but we do like this guy. So give us more. They didn't say no. They go, we don't like this content. Give us another. And I was like, oh, maybe I could do the stuff about my parents, or maybe I thought maybe me not being a man, and then my relationship, and then I went another one. They go, oh, we this is more in line. So then they got to refine it, but we don't like this joke. Move this part out, and you send it. I mean, this goes on for months. I would almost say years. Going down to the comedy club on Monday night. I just need 5 minutes. Turn on the cameras, do it, just send it back. We don't like the one part you mentioned. I go, well, it's the same joke. Just take that part out. That's how it would be. And then I was sitting in my sitting at my kitchen counter, middle of June, and I got an email that said, "You're confirmed for the Tonight Show, June 16th."
What was that like?
Oh my! I mean, I got.
Because you've been doing this for years. I don't know if you remember this. I met you a long time ago at a Life Teen conference.
Yeah,
you spoke at a Catholic conference.
Yeah.
And you were great. And that was about, 15 years ago?
Man, I didn't deserve to be there. I don't know what. Yeah. I was. I was in Phoenix.
Yeah, you did excellent. Everyone thought you did great. It was really great.
Yeah, I think I had a unique perspective
on Catholics.
Yeah, and being an evangelical, that everybody was kind of like, this is awesome.
But I think what people don't often realize is, like, you hear about someone. You know what's wild? I just heard about Nate
Bargatze.
3 days ago, I heard about him.
That's insane to me.
He's been working for years, and I'm like, I now know he exists.
He'll come to the. What do you got? A hockey team here?
I don't know.
What do you got? What are the biggest sports? You come to the arena here.
What is sport? I don't know.
Sell 50,000 tickets.
Yeah,
and he's clean. That's right up your alley.
Yeah, you like that. But my point is just, like, I don't think people realize how much effort you've had to put in to get a moment like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go. And I told my fiance, I go, if they one more time, because I tour on the weekends, and then Monday night and Tuesday night I'm going down to the comedy club to try to work on this 5 minutes. I go, I need to be resting. I don't have time to be down here every off night. And I go, if this last clip doesn't, if the Tonight Show doesn't, I go, I think I'm just going to be.
We're done with the late night show?
We're done kind of pursuing that dream, I guess. And then they were like, we love it. And what's funny about it is then you get to a new guy, and then you dissect every word of that 5 minutes for the next 2 months. Practice it, 50 times every night.
With this fella? Or with you?
You do it locally, and then you send it to him. Video it. Switch this.
Who's the guy?
Not Jimmy Fallon.
No, I know that.
His name's Michael Cox.
Did they assign a guy for you to work with? Or
he all he does is comedy.
Okay.
So he's in charge of. So he probably works with a couple at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable.
I had no idea that much.
And then you got to go. I was doing it on Monday night.
So just real quick, so you're given this comedy routine to this fella, this 5 minutes to this one fella repeatedly.
Yeah.
In person or over Zoom?
Over video. He lives in New York.
At some point, you're like, I'm sorry, you've heard this a lot. I don't even know if it's funny anymore.
We're like obsessed with it. Every word.
Yeah.
Moving it, switching it. If it doesn't contribute to the punchline, get rid of it.
Wow.
Add that tag to the back. There's one story in there where I talk about Shakira coming onto my timeline. Yeah. And so you go up to New York City the night before the Tonight Show, and you do it 5 times locally at the Comedy Cellar, the world famous Comedy Cellar. So now me and the fella are in person for the first time.
Yeah.
I do it 5 times.
In front of the same crowd?
No, different crowd.
Okay.
And Matt, I'm telling you, it was bombing. Horrible. And he goes, this is perfect. Because television is different than a seedy bar where the guy before me is like, have you ever dated a girl from Astoria when you live in Queens? And you're like, what? And that's all the stuff that's going on. And you're like, my girlfriend just added me to her group chat. They're like, who is this? And it was just bombing. He goes, this is going to be perfect on television. This is going to be perfect.
And you trusted him.
I had to.
Part of me,
I had no choice.
Yeah.
But he said, so there's a line in there, but I don't know why Shakira's on my algorithm.
Yeah.
My mom was at a Mexican restaurant. She ordered in Spanish. Maybe my phone heard her.
I love that bit.
And then the second line is, she's Colombian. I ordered some Colombian coffee. Maybe that was it. And it was bombing so much, I took out the Colombian part. And he rushes up to me and he goes, hey, you have to leave the Shakira Colombian part in. I go, why? It's bombing. He goes, well, without it, it seems very racist. Because I'm going, it's a Mexican. She's Colombian. My mom was at a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
But I can't say she's at a Latino restaurant. That's not, nobody says that. It's a Mexican restaurant. So without me knowing that she's Colombian, if I know she's Colombian, it's a funny miscommunication between me and my mom. If I don't know she's Colombian, that's very like
it's perceived as
for
racist,
network television,
Got
not
you.
for a local show. But he's like,
So when you say 5 times, I'm probably getting hung up on the details, but are you giving it, they leave, another group come in?
there's
or
a comedy club with like 3 different rooms.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a bunch of comedy clubs. There's two, and then you take you'll take an Uber 5 minutes away, and there's another. And he's like kind of the king of New York in a way, so he can escort you around and just go boom, boom, boom.
I'm sure having a 1 hour special is obviously different to having 5 minutes, but just going through this experience with this fella, did it teach you a lot about how to be writing comedy in the future? And what did it teach you?
You go, I don't communicate like that. Where every word, I would go, you ever been to a coffee shop that seems kind of Christian? Like just what we talked about on the way up here. And I would just riff on it. Meaning I would have that.
Yep.
That's called a premise.
Okay. Yep.
It's a funny, do you feel like coffee shops are very left or very right?
Yes.
I would take that to stage and I would just kind of explore in that topic. And if people liked it, related to it, I would just kind of keep it. It would never really be
written down word for word.
Or not, definitely not. I could be saying something in that. If I was going to take that set to the Tonight Show, I would really look at every word of it.
Wow.
Then you go, oh, well, I was saying this phrase. Really, if the words don't contribute to the punchline, get rid of it.
Wow.
It's not helping the context. And it was like, and I walked in and I was in Jacksonville. They're like, well, why are you saying it was in Jacksonville?
Excellent.
I went to a coffee shop. That was necessary for me, but it doesn't help them get a bigger laugh out of it.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, get rid, because if you got, I mean, it was 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Like to the second.
And is there a clock that you're looking at?
Yes, dude. And it's 1,000 different things that you're supposed to walk out behind the curtain, look to the right, acknowledge Jimmy. Take a couple more steps, look to the left, acknowledge the Roots. That's the house band. Then walk up to this.
They tell you to do that.
4-leaf clover, stand right there. There's huge cameras. He goes, you're going to set up to the left, set up to the right, punchline, down the middle. So it's like you're supposed to be, and it's like, but also just be loose and have fun. You're like, all right, yeah. All right.
Wow.
It's the biggest stage of your life times 1,000.
That is wild. And you've given this 5 minutes so many times. When the lights were on and you walked out from behind the curtain, was it a sort of dissociative experience, a sort of out of body?
Yeah.
And at one point, did you, as you were delivering the jokes, you're like, I'm on the Tonight Show.
Tonight Show.
You're
Well, I
thinking
think every comic, I don't care who you are, it's like we're on the way to the Super Bowl. The football player and all of his family, he's like, this is amazing, we're at the Super Bowl. The player is like, yeah, I still got to play.
Yeah.
Like, I know you guys are all down here and we're having fun and we made it. I still got to play. So I wasn't having fun in New York City prior to going on it.
Oh, I bet.
I was terrified.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you get a big laugh.
Oh, that must just be
the
beautiful.
first one.
Yeah.
Then you go, oh, if
Drop
you like
the shoulders,
if you
relax.
like this next
can't
4
wait.
minutes is going to be game over. Yeah. And you don't get the first one. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. Bombing in comedy. And sometimes there's these evil, not evil, but like, what's it called when you like to watch something that's, you'd like to see it fall apart or you like to see it.
Schadenfreude, where you love
like
that it's
masochist. That's not
masochistic.
What does that mean?
I think it has sexual ramifications, but I think it's like a glutton for punishment or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Where you just love to see comedians bombing.
Oh, yeah.
People like that.
Yeah, so what was that? Does that ever get easier?
Oh, man.
Bombing,
Well, no, I don't think any comedian is like particularly confident. I mean, we are, I guess, but in terms of like, I'm going to make another sports reference, but Michael Jordan or Tom Brady or and Tiger Woods. They don't. What the crowd is doing is irrelevant to them. Mm-hmm. The crowd could be cheering them, booing them, silent, loud. What they're trying to do is not related to, and the comic, like, we need them. And if they don't
that's right.
do it, we are embarrassed.
That's exactly right.
And it's also live. And everyone, like
it's like a conversation. And you might get out on stage and the other person doesn't want to talk to you and then you're screwed. You're just standing there awkwardly.
And you got to do that for an hour. We can't just go, hey, this is not working out. I'll go back to the green room. We got to, but if it's obviously going great, there's
nothing better.
To me, no better art form.
on.
But if it is going bad, you can't, like if you go to a band, a musician, they're playing, let's say they have a bad show. The musicians get back to the green room like, that one wasn't good. The crowd may not know that. They might have been there like, I don't know, it seemed fine to me. At comedy,
yeah, I know it's bad if everyone else around me thinks it's bad.
Or the feedback is we all know.
Yeah.
So it's all like, oh, I didn't know, or that you go to a gymnastics competition, they're like, oh, she didn't do you're like, well, I don't know about gymnastics. I didn't know that one wasn't good.
Yeah.
In comedy, you go, I think he's trying to make people laugh. They aren't laughing.
Oh, it's so much more vulnerable.
I know, it's terrible.
To have to get up and try to make people laugh, that's a very vulnerable thing. And if they don't receive you, man, it would hurt. I mean,
the biggest fear of people is public speaking.
So
you're adding.
Yeah. So here's the difference, right? I'm a public speaker, and I think I'm decent.
You're great,
and I can be funny.
Yeah.
But I'm not going up there to make them laugh. If I was going up there to make them laugh, I'd be terrified out of my mind. So I can go.
That's an add-on.
You're not here for the laughter.
Yeah.
The laughter's a bonus. But with a comedian, the laughter is not a bonus. The laughter's the whole point.
Yeah. If you go, we've had similar situations at the comedy club that either are speakers or like corporate speakers and even pastors. And they go, they're funny. And I go, yeah, come down.
See how funny you are.
Come down to the club. And then you're our next comedian. And they say your name. And then we must be mentally, some wire didn't connect because we are like obsessed with it.
Well, no, but I think what I think makes sense to me is if you get that laugh, you get addicted to it and you can do it. And so the bombing can't even dissuade you at that point because getting the reception that you hope for, even just once, is enough to help you keep chasing it. I've been talking a lot lately about my friends at the College of St. Joseph the Worker, Jacob Imam, Mike Sullivan, Andrew Jones and company, the guys who started the college that combines the Catholic intellectual tradition with skilled trades training. Well, listen to this. They're growing their program and are looking to connect with experienced Catholic tradesmen to hire as instructors. So if you are an experienced carpenter, plumber, HVAC technician, or electrician and want to help mentor and teach future Catholic tradesmen, go right now to collegeofstjoseph.com/careers to connect with the college and see how you can become part of something truly special. And if you're watching or listening and know a tradesman who needs to hear this message, please invite them to reach out to the college. Again, that's collegeofstjoseph.com/careers. collegeofstjoseph.com/careers. Thanks. I'm not a comedian,
it'd be like the first time I ever did it, I bombed, obviously.
How old were you?
25. I was at 25 at the Laughing Skull Lounge on June 19th of 2009.
Okay, and what made you think I can get up there and make people laugh?
That was I was at church, like an evangelical church. At least back in the 2000s, they have like after the worship, you'd have a guy come up and do like the announcements. Here's where the food drive is. Yeah. The Bible studies are starting in the fall. We're trying to save some room at the 9 o'clock service. So can we maybe have some people switch to the 11 o'clock for the new people? And I was that guy.
Yeah.
And I was similar to you.
Yeah.
I didn't go out for jokes, but I was like,
they love it.
Oh, I was just riffing. And I would be like, I'm going to go to the church picnic is on Saturday. I'm probably just going to go to meet girls. And it was just so, it's not a dirty joke, but it's so like.
Can you say that?
Yes, that's the whole, that was the whole thing. And it was like, I can't believe he said that. Or like some of y'all need to, honestly, communion is going to be after service. I follow some of y'all online. You probably need to take it twice. Like stuff like.
Okay.
And they were like, I can't believe this guy is saying this. But it wasn't. I think a lot of my comedy now, and I've obviously been to Catholic churches, and I had a show in Salt Lake City, and I went to a LDS church, a Mormon church. And I think people know at this point that I'm not here. I'm at the church. Yeah, it's at one point if a guy's in the parking lot pointing fingers at the religion, or it was like, I go to this church. I serve this church. You know that I love y'all. And I think all of my comedy, even I go to a NASCAR race or maybe making fun of a county fair or even making fun of, they go, well, he is
one of us.
This. So he kind of have a little bit more of no, he doesn't have.
It's like how your brother and sister can criticize your parents, but your friends can't.
And when I miss maybe on a sketch or a stand-up, I do miss when I do have a little bit too much real anger involved.
I didn't understand that.
Like if a joke sometimes a joke, everybody goes, it's so funny, and it's a little bit of truth in there, but it's palatable enough that they go, I mean, it has to be true to be funny.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't believe he said that, but also I know this guy comes from a place, like sometimes if I made the joke about the girl on speakerphone in the airplane, I go, this B word, I can't believe she's poor. It's like,
dude, no, it's harsh.
Yeah. And sometimes with
it's mean.
It's mean.
Yeah.
And sometimes with, I don't know, religion a little bit, maybe politics, maybe like sometimes guys make jokes about their wives or significant others. And you go, you know what I'm saying? Just that little bit of he might have some actual things to work out. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course. Unhealed trauma from his Christian youth.
Yeah. Where you go, I'm uncomfortable by that.
Yes. And you haven't reconciled this within yourself. This isn't funny. You're this is therapy. You're processing
You're
something.
saying it better than I do. Yes, you go, gosh. And if I took to my podcast on Monday and railed on the woman on speakerphone for an hour, you would be like, well, this is not beneficial to my podcast. This is just you need to work out your real anger, and then you can get to a place of where you can commentate on it without like essential oils. A lot of people, I made a joke about them, and then a lady comes up to me and she goes, hey, I threw out I have a $5,000 collection of essential oils. I threw them out because of your bit. Or very offended that I made a joke. I go, I don't care. I think it's silly.
Oh, right.
I don't have any I think it's silly.
You're not on a crusade to change people's behavior. That's not the point.
Yeah, I don't care that much. I do think it's silly, but again, if you are committed to it and you love it and you think it works, keep doing it, and then you can laugh at it. But if you know what I'm saying, it's
I hope in your bit about essential oils, you called them optional oils.
Yeah. I said non-essential oils.
Okay.
But
Optional.
Optional.
They're not essential. They're optional.
They weren't for thousands.
They smell fine, but they're not curing cancer. I remember I once had a couple sit me down and straight face tell me that it will cure cancer.
Yeah.
There's some lavender oil or something, and I thought,
spearmint.
Look, I don't know anything. I don't know how plastic's made. I don't know how to make anything. I know nothing, but I know that what you're saying is not true, and I don't want to be in this conversation anymore.
Yeah, but if you went on if you were angry, let's say you had you believed that, and you instead of getting chemo and going to the doctor, you used that, and that a loved one died, you would be very, very angry.
Yeah,
and then you go, well, these. It's just a fine line to walk in comedy, and especially when you're talking about also religion.
I bet I want to get to that. I think it was Bill Burr. May have been somebody else.
So you don't know Michael Jordan, but you know Bill Burr?
No, I knew who Michael Jordan was.
I just joking.
See, this is me not getting the joke. This is great. We're doing well. I think it was him or somebody else who said he likes comedians that make him feel that everything's okay. Mm-hmm. And that's what I loved about that Nate fella.
Yeah, Nate.
That's what I love about...
does a great job.
James McCann, a mate of mine from Australia. Not sure if you've seen him yet. That's what I love about Brian Regan.
Great job.
I just feel like everything... What is that? What is that I'm saying?
It's very therapeutic.
He's the perfect amount of self-deprecating. He doesn't go too far.
And doesn't be like I've told
He's not mean.
No.
I don't know. I want to laugh.
He's like Tim Hawkins is a comic I used to tour with.
Oh my goodness.
He's one of the greats. So I was at his show at the Fisher Center in Nashville. I was watching. I live in Nashville. He was in town. I was like, let me come by the show. I'm sitting there watching on the side there, and he has this joke about a CPAP machine. He just got a CPAP machine. He's like, doesn't that spice up romance in the bedroom? Just he's doing the whole act out. And I'm telling you, brother, I saw this couple sitting in the front row. I don't know how to say it in a more spiritual way. Chains were literally falling off. I got chills talking about it because you could tell that they have had, just like what you're saying, it makes you feel like you could tell that it was a in between them in the bedroom.
Yep.
That he felt shame about having it. She felt, this makes me cry almost. She felt maybe less attracted to him or more distant from him. He's got to put on this whole hose. He's like, what's wrong with your body? Now you can't breathe. And if you don't have this thing, you'll die. And she's like, and he was making light of it in a way that they were like, I don't even know if I'm communicating this.
You are,
but it's
to
like,
me, I get it. That's beautiful.
And they go, oh man, this is a real disconnect that they've had in their marriage, the person that they love the most. This guy put it in a way that it disarmed everything. And now they can laugh about it and they can either, it's some of those, if you do it right, a comic, sometimes it can be a little bit too, maybe didn't go far enough or went too far. If it's like just perfect, like I love this woman, I'm committed to her. That being said, some of the outfits she wears to bed are not necessarily inspiring romance or something like that makes sense.
And then, so you feel safe in that joke.
Yeah, and then everybody goes, right? And then you go, right? And you go, gosh, or the wife telling you the directions. Like, what would I do? How would I ever find a parking spot if my wife wouldn't? He says it, you go, we do this.
Yes.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better.
I was talking to Andrew Clavin, who's an excellent fiction writer, and I said, what I love about fiction is that I'll read it sometimes and it makes me feel less alone.
Yeah.
That's it. And it sounds like that's what you're saying.
Same. And every time you're, it's funny, you said that in music is the same. Every time you are sad, you do go to art. You don't go to statistics. You don't go to math. You go to art.
Yeah, if you're doing something healthy, like you might doom scroll, but that's doing nothing for you. Yeah, if you want any kind of help,
to feel, man. I mean, those old Hillsong songs that are just when I was in the darkest places of my life, that with everything that God is here for you and walking next to you, and my gosh, I would listen to those songs.
I'll go back and listen to the very, very first album.
Yeah,
like
with
On
everything.
Eagle's Wings.
One of my gosh,
I love it.
And so you go, if I saw Joel Houston, I feel the same way about Chris Martin from Coldplay, which is not even Christian. And you go, fix you, lights will guide you home. When you try your best and you don't succeed, when you give up and you do it and it's not what you need, what could be were, and we're sitting in there at Nissan Stadium just bawling, dude. And we're like, gosh, dude, this, if you saw him, and every artist that's on the opposite side of it, me, sometimes it's very uncomfortable because I don't think a human is meant to be worshipped. But you go,
call me
man.
crazy.
Yeah. I don't know where it might be in a book somewhere. I don't know. But you go, hey, man, Tiger Woods, me and my dad used to watch you, and you would we were inspired by your story. And every Sunday we would sit down. You're playing golf and hitting a ball into a cup. But I just want to say, it's always very uncomfortable for the person to receive, me included. And I'm sure you included.
Oh, yeah.
When you go, hey, I'm just...
Well, I don't know if you have this, but they call it critic math. So people who tell me like I'm a idiot loser wannabe, I'm like, you're exactly right. I've always known that.
Yeah.
But when they praise me, I'm like, there's no way they can be true. You're just flattering me.
It's uncomfortable.
So I'll receive criticism as infallible, but I'll receive praise as bullshit.
I say, that's a good way to say that.
Yeah.
This can't be.
Yeah.
I would...
Which is something I'm working with Jesus on. But
I was... I'll tell you one story on that. When I was in... I was in rehab in 2019. You laugh at that, but no, you don't
say that.
No,
Don't
you're
say
only
I'm
laughing at that because we were like we weren't going to bring this topic up. But
yeah,
it's
well,
funny.
I just said to you, I don't want to. whoever comes on my show, I don't want anyone to ever feel ambushed or ever have to talk about what they don't want to talk about.
Okay,
so you want to bring it up,
and I of all of choices of my own personal destruction. So I found myself in rehab, and everybody knew all the personal stories, all the things in my private life that I would always hope no one ever found out. Everyone found out about everything.
God bless you.
Okay, of my own making, by the way. I'm not a victim of anybody. All the choices are mine. So the first day you're in rehab, you kind of, in essence, like tell your story about how you got, maybe not day one, but like week one. And then, everybody, and then I will never forget this. They were going, hey, we just want to let you know that we think you're a good man. And you're like, what? You're like, what? I just wanted to let you know that you might have made some poor choices in your life, but you showing up here and trying to take accountability for your actions and get better for yourself and for your family and for your future. We just want to say we're proud of you. What? People mailing me letters. We love you. We're proud. What? All my closest friends. And then truth, just like what you said, after they probably gave me my phone back after maybe 3 months or something like that.
Wow.
After 3 months, I got my phone back, and then they were saying, you're a good man, you're a good man, you're a good man. I would hear that all day, 9 to 5. I would go home, get on Twitter, and go find people saying I was horrific.
Ooh, why did you do that?
Because that I believed about myself. Just the same, what you just said.
Yeah.
You go,
no, I get it.
This Matt is the way he's illuminated the scripture and helped me, encourage me in my faith. And you're like, I just yelled at my kid, or I just didn't take out the trash.
Yes, no,
all the humanity
awful
of all the stuff. And you go, I want to murder that guy.
Yep.
And you go, that can't be. What you're saying about me, that cannot be. And then it's uncomfortable because I didn't think that about myself. I would say, I do more now than I used to, but it's almost like people are trying to put clothes on you that don't fit. You're like, this isn't, I need to go find clothes that fit. Yeah. And then just over and over, they would say, and I wanted to run out and, like in rehab, the place I went to, at least I don't know about other rehabs, there's no escaping. So it's not a prison. You can physically, there's no drugs, alcohol, there's no televisions, there's no, dude, listen to this, there's no sugar, there's no caffeine, there's no fiction books, there's no, if you get a runner's high from working out, they don't even let you do that. So when you feel an uncomfortable feeling, sadness, depression, not good enough, there's nowhere to go. Because everybody now, you get on your phone, you have a glass of wine, you'll watch some trashy TV, you might go look at porn, you might do something harder. But in rehab, I feel like trash about myself. I'm the worst person on earth.
Sit in it.
Yep.
How did you deal with that for the first, did it get easier? How long were you there? In rehab, did it get easier? And how long were you there? So the first day you go, if you've ever been like somebody, and everybody knows someone in their life, they're like, I hope they don't get a phone call that they're dead. Everybody has that, but you go, gosh, it's not going well. So you check in, literally, they'll take away your belts, shoelaces, just so you can't kill yourself. Some people are on the edge of death. And then you live in an acute wing where you're with somebody 24/7, and then after you would sit down with a therapist on day 2, and you go, yeah, I'm pretty sad, and they go, oh, you're free to have your socks and your shoes. Yeah. Here's your belt back. Yeah. Oh, you can go live in the dorms, and then you're like, oh, you don't need to be on shadow. And I've been sober since that day. Now I can go to a gas station and not. It was alcohol? I don't know. That was part of it. Okay, yeah, alcohol, depression. When you say sober, alcohol. Yeah. Now I have enough. I don't know what it is. I think if you do let it, your brain will, with the help of a therapist and obviously encouragement in the right direction, your brain will fix that sadness. We would drive by a McDonald's on our way we did this equine therapy. We had to go out to this horse, and we would drive by this McDonald's, brother.
I go, God, if I could ever get back into it, McDonald's. You know, your dopamine like resets to like 0. And you're like, dude, if I had like a Coke,
then I'd be happy.
God, yeah, I would be, if I could have a Coke and watch a baseball game on TV, I would be. That's what's beautiful about everybody, even if you don't go to rehab, you should go to like a dopamine detox or something.
I'm so grateful.
Does that make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world, and it makes sense from my own personal experience, but I'm so grateful that you're talking about this because, you know what's funny, in Christian circles, we're all comfortable saying, hey, I'm a sinner.
Yeah,
but no one's as comfortable being like, I like to masturbate.
Yeah,
no one does that.
That's not a sermon series.
I like to commit adultery.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah.
And yet we are dealing with our own sins, and you could. We recently had someone in the Catholic space who was doing really well and was reaching a lot of people, and then a bunch of texts came out and they were horrific.
We never experienced that in the evangelical church.
No,
so
just
tell
the
us
Catholics.
more. What is that? So what happened?
Yeah,
again?
right. Yeah. But I mean, I immediately wrote to him and said, I love you.
We're not evangelical, we're Protestant versus you. I said evangelical. I messed that up.
I'm just going to keep being serious as you interject. I said, I love you, not because what you did was good, obviously. Yeah, we all get that 100%. But like, just ask, like anyone who's not compassionate to what happened in your life or this guy's life or my life in the future, that'll be fun, is imagine if every awful thing you've ever done just got opened up for the world to look at and comment on it. Like, what would that be like for you? And so why don't you condemn the sin, but like love the sinner? Because this bandwagon thing where we all jump on and start pointing at people and hating them, I really think it's a way to kind of direct the spotlight from my stuff to somebody else so I can feel more comfortable. As long as people aren't looking at me, then I can feel good. So I'm really grateful that you...
Yeah, I wonder if like there's a... actually just everything that... Like what if... All right, Sarah Silverman, who's not a Christian, by the way, not a believer in any... She was talking about cancel culture and this whole... And she goes, all right, well, what's the... Let's say something happens to you. Okay, yeah. Was it bad? Yes. Is he proud of it? No. Is it illegal? Sure. But what's the plan for Matt now? That's what you're saying. All right. So what? Yeah. We need to. Oh, but what's the plan? If I did a show in a prison, like a maximum security prison, and I left there, and I go, man. So you rob a liquor store, you get in a domestic situation, the judge and all the jury that goes, hey, for this 2.5 years or 6 years or 12 years or whatever, once you complete that, you've paid your price, you've paid it, you're free to go. You don't have to carry around shame for it. You go, I did this, they told me this is the punishment, but for this culture, you're like, well, what's Matt if you beat up and you go, it's on the TMZ. You're like, get him out of here. He doesn't need. What's his plan? What's his way forward? In essence,
especially when the people you're talking about have developed a specific skill, like yourself, or like someone who runs whatever. They're a podcaster or something. Like, what do you want them to do? And maybe there are certain circumstances. I think there are certain circumstances where if someone has engaged in serious behavior, then it's like maybe you're cool to just step out of the limelight.
Yeah, no one said that actions shouldn't have consequences.
Yeah.
For sure. If you're a politician and you're embezzling money, you're like, oh, well, you can't be a politician anymore. I'm still going to text you and say I love you. Because I would imagine every time an athlete, artist, musician, comedian gets...
Tiger Woods would be an example, right?
Great
what
example.
do you want him to do? Go work at Walmart? Is that what you want to do? Maybe.
What's your Tiger Woods plan? It can't be. It's like in the Bible, they would just send him out to the desert. You're like, well, that can't be. There has to be some way of, if you
rehabilitation,
something. Otherwise, I'm talking to a guy in the evangelical community, big singer, very popular, just got run through all this kind of stuff, and he would admit that he made a lot of poor choices, and I go, you want to go to breakfast? And he was like, yeah. And some people in my community was like, what if people see you with him.
And assume it's a club.
I go, I'll take a photo with him and post it myself. Like, no one supporting murder. Yeah, no, he didn't do that. But you're like, yeah, dude, we don't, like, what, or what's the plan for them forward? What's the, you know what I'm saying?
100%. I think there might be a distinction when it comes to ministry.
Yeah.
You know, like it's one thing if you're a comedian or something like whatever, but if you are a pastor of a church and you've committed adultery, I think it might be wise to spend the rest of your life off of the...
I'd probably say so.
In repentance, you know?
Or...
but in non-ministry related things, what's the way back?
Yeah, what's the way back? If you go, hey, I like, if somebody says something racist and they get it.
Yeah, what's the fella, Kramer?
Yeah,
like that looked like that destroyed him. Did you see his interview with Seinfeld on comedians in cars?
It was,
the poor guy just wanted
for
to
the
hug
rest
him.
of so Elaine, Jerry, George, they're all out making stuff, making movies, and and I think a lot. I don't know him, but you're like he might have put that on himself. Like he might have worn a lot of that. We probably, especially now, you're like, dude, you can come back. You know what I'm saying? Like he might be paying his own sins that we didn't really necessarily put on him. But there has to be a...
God bless him.
Yeah, but if you go, hey, do you want to... I just don't... When something comes out about somebody and everybody piles on, I just sometimes in as a comedian, I make a joke about everything. There was a mega church pastor in North Carolina that got a DUI. I believe he got it. And people were like, dude, roast him. Or like, and I go, there's something funny about that to me. I don't think the guy, especially if you got a certain talent, I believe God put you on earth to hit a golf ball, to shoot a basketball, to be a pastor, to play guitar. And if your personal sins have made you not be able to do the thing that you love, that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Every time.
That would seem like clearly the more Christian approach. As you said, and you got to reiterate this 8,000 times because people seem desirous to misunderstand you. We're not saying justice shouldn't happen. We're not saying there aren't consequences. We aren't saying that people don't commit evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's to say, well, when people do commit public evil, okay, at certain circumstances it should be called out.
Yeah,
but just go easy because I think people take far too much delight in calling other people's sin out.
That's a good way to say it.
That weird
they
joy.
Love it.
Yeah,
what is that
joy? It's not good.
Well, if you go in all the,
it's like a feverish.
You never want to
excitement.
see. You never want to see someone. Well, you don't care. Someone quote below you. Someone gets fired from the gas station because you're like, that doesn't...
They were looking at porn on the magazine rack.
Yeah, they go, okay. You're like, that doesn't... But if
someone up high. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially the higher they are. Athlete, celebrity, the politician. You're here, they're up here.
We want to see them fall.
If we knock them, by default...
Go up a peg.
Up a one or half.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I just think the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church no. I just think what some people that are very critical of it. What's y'all's plan? To just burn it down? Like the Catholic Church is obviously a bunch of humans in there. Same with, and you're like the church, the mega churches. We need to and what's the plan? There's just a lot of people these days, I feel like just every time the news comes out of something, I'm like...
In a way, the world's reaction to Christians falling from grace is a compliment because they recognize the standard that we say has to be held.
You said it, brother. Not
I
me.
remember it was at the Duggars. What was that?
Yeah, Josh Duggar. Yeah,
there was 12 kids and counting or something.
Sure, yeah.
I remember when it came out that fella was committing adultery or something. I remember seeing the absolute glee of a mainstream television host who you could tell hated them because of what they had. There's this excellent term that Nietzsche uses, ressentiment, which is the French word for resentment, and it what it means is, I hate what I believe myself impotent to attain. So if I look at a family that's happy and beautiful, and the mother is put together and the kids are put together and they're well spoken, and I truly believe
each other.
Yeah. And if I truly believe I can't have that, I hate it. I demonize marriage. I demonize fidelity. I demonize the woman choosing to stay at home. I demonize all of it because I'm so afraid I can't. Or you see people taking selfies at, when they work out. And you might say, oh, look how arrogant, look how prideful. And that might be true. But the reason you're upset is because you can't have a body like that, because look at you. You've never stuck to a resolution in your life. And so you don't want to have to put the spotlight on that. No. Yeah.
I remember in like 2020 when everybody was coming off the road, nobody was selling tickets, right? Your agent's like, hey, we can't tour. Nate, funny we bring him up, is one of my closest friends in comedy. We play golf all the time. He was selling out everywhere. So you can't get on the conference call on Tuesday and say nobody's doing it, because somebody is.
I want to tell you about Hallow, which is the #1 downloaded prayer app in the world. It's outstanding. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. Sign up over there right now and you will get the first 3 months for free. That's like a lot of time. You can decide whether it's useful to you or not, whether it's helpful. If you don't like it, you can always quit. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. I use it. My family uses it. It's fantastic. There are over 10,000 audio guided prayers, meditations, and music, including my lo-fi. Hallow has been downloaded over 15 million times in 150 different countries. It helps you pray, helps you meditate, helps you sleep better. It helps you build a daily routine and a habit of prayer. There's honestly so much excellent stuff on this app that it's difficult to get through it all. Just go check it out. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. The link is in the description below. It even has an entire section for kids. So if you're a parent, you could play little Bible stories to them at night. It'll help them pray. Fantastic. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd.
So does that make sense? They were like, well, nobody's selling tickets. We got to cancel these shows. Nobody, it's because of COVID. And they go, well,
he's doing it. So maybe there's another reason.
That it makes you want to get rid of him. Because then we can now be, but I don't want to hear anybody saying that we can't because somebody is. Same with famous example, Ashley Madison. It's a website where you
I was thrilled to see that thing get destroyed. Of course,
find a partner to cheat with.
Yes.
Okay, and this was back in 2009 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim Tebow, who is playing, is a Christian.
I know who he is. Yeah, okay, one of the 2 football players I know.
He said publicly in an interview, and his parents are missionaries, and he's a strong Christian. He used to, pray after he scored a touchdown. He goes, I am going to remain a virgin until marriage. I just don't believe in premarital sex. Ashley Madison, you can go look this up. I'll look it up after. Offered $1 million if someone could prove that they slept with him. Because just by nature of him existing,
he was a threat.
Cast such a question mark onto their whole business. It's like you're going to a party, everybody's drinking, and you're the one guy not drinking. They want to make you...
Why aren't you drinking?
Yeah, it should be no problem. But if you, especially if you have, drinking, that's a different price. Especially you would go, well, just by the nature of him saying, I don't want to live like that.
It feels like it can be received as an accusation to those who feel guilty already.
Yeah. There's a lot of attack on a clean, comedy now.
Is there?
Yeah, because it's getting so, and we never said we were clean. We just joke about different stuff.
It's funny that would be the case because I don't necessarily associate clean with Christian.
No.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of guys that are clean that aren't Christian, but you go, it's such an attack on it now because it is same type of thing.
You think you're better than me?
Have to write. Yeah, we never said that. Everybody grew up a certain way. My mom would wash my mouth out with soap if I said dang in my house. That's just the way I was raised. Everybody's raised differently. Just by the nature of somebody coming in and being clean, they do not like it. Saying it's not a moral issue or something like that, but a guy goes, who was it, Prefontaine that ran a mile in under 4 minutes? They go, "We can't do it. It can't be done. It cannot be." It wasn't. I'm messing that name up. Can't run a mile in less than 4 minutes. This is obviously a long time ago. He did it. And then everybody goes, "Oh, shoot." And then what happened? Everybody did it. But it's nice to live on the idea that you can't do it. Elon goes to the moon. You go, we got to get that. It is interesting when somebody succeeds like that. It does hold a mirror up to you a little bit, maybe.
I find success is viewed differently in Australia to here. In Australia, we call it tall poppy syndrome. If someone gets too high, too big for their britches, you want to cut them down.
Yeah.
In America, I don't know. My experience has been people really respect success. But there's that phenomena. What was it like coming off alcohol, can I ask? And do you mind if I asked, do you drink now?
No, I've been sober for...
Okay.
November 6th will be 6 years.
Wow. Did you ever think that was possible 7 years ago?
No, dude. No. I remember going into the, now I didn't really drink all of my childhood growing up. I think I just got very like popular kind of overnight. I didn't quite know, I wasn't an adult enough to find my way through that. Just overnight, you go through the airport.
Who would? Who would possibly be prepared for that?
I remember going to an AA meeting, either with somebody, I can't remember. I'm sitting in the back. Have you ever been to a meeting? You have like, at the end of every meeting, you have a chip ceremony where you go, anybody 1 month sober, you stand up, you cheer for them, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And I remember this guy got up and was like 6 months sober. And I had heard his story in the meeting. Like I was, homeless, or I would get kicked, my wife kicked me out of the house. I go, there is no way. There is no way that, and all the people everybody in there, I've been sitting here like, what? No way. It just seemed unimaginable.
Meaning no way they are actually being honest, or that you could do it?
No, they were being honest, but they, I go, that seems unbelievable.
Yeah.
That they were being honest, but I go, there's how? Every time I felt any kind of sadness, pain, uncomfortability, alcohol would solve it.
Yeah.
And I don't, depends on how deep you are in, I don't know. It's like if you're on your same drinking environment and you're like, shame-based behavior change, medically, this is not spiritual, only would last for 48 hours.
Explain that.
Shame-based, hey, I got drunk last night, I'm quitting. Cigarettes, I'm quit. Like I'm bad. I'm shame-based. I
need to make a change.
Shame-based
100%.
behavior change. 100%. And this is not even in the Bible or Christian. This is medical.
I mean, I know it's true from my own life.
48 hours.
I remember times in my life with all sincerity and tremendous enthusiasm saying, I will never do that again.
Of course, everybody.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself going back to it. And I think if you stay in your current environment, staying at your same house, depends on how deep you are, obviously. If you don't, you're like, I'm going to quit Oreos. And you have them every night and you're like, it's too strong. Your brain don't disrespect it in a way that you're like, you have the willpower. Well, you never have to this point. Why if you're like, this is the difference.
It's like, now I'm gonna bench 300 pounds.
What planet do you live on? Do you think you're going to do that?
No. But I'm going to do it with sheer willpower.
Yeah. And I think when you went into treatment, they had to physically take it away. I mean, I guess I could have left. I'm an adult. It wasn't prison, but there was and then you get more and more, you can go to, you can drive your car, but we're still gonna, breathalyze you, and we're still gonna, and then you're like, you can go home for the weekend. You get more and more. We used to be able to go to restaurants, but you can't sit at the bar. When we were first very new in our sobriety.
You say we. Is there friends of yours?
Yeah, when you get to know them? In the rehab, in the community, you can go there, but maybe let's not, they wouldn't let you go to a bar. They probably wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of let you...
They loosen the reins gradually.
As they see fit. That's what rehab is. As they see. And sometimes you're 45 days in rehab. You're like, I'm ready to go home. And they're like, no, you're not. You're going to go back. You're going to relapse for sure. And I mean, there's a guy. For sure. There's a guy in rehab that was addicted to cocaine. Mm-hmm. I'm not a drug guy, but he was so like on it all the time, wanting to, you know, kind of wanting to go to the tanning bed, wanting to get tattoos, like just to get a little bit of a, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of a rise or a rush. Cause, and he would go to spin class a bunch. Those are the three things that he was kind of like, you probably shouldn't be doing, but it's not in the rule book of don't do it. You know?
Tanning beds. They didn't put that one in yet.
No, they did. They're like, I don't even know you could get addicted to that. Yeah. And I remember we were driving, he was uncovering all these like steep sadnesses from his childhood. You know, his parents had like emancipated him from his family. Like he was so, you know, like a lot of neglect, a lot of abandonment. And we were driving home one night and he goes, gosh, dude, all this, I mean, he's been there 4 months. He goes, all this pain, all this real present current pain, I could take it away in 15 seconds. Stopping at a gas station. And he knows, if you do cocaine, you know how to get cocaine. I don't, but he goes, and every time alcohol didn't hold me that seriously. Does that make sense? I don't want to be like the voice of, I am sober, but it wasn't. I noticed in treatment, it was gripping. Some addictions were gripping people harder than they were me. Maybe I was like, well, I got myself off course here a little bit, but
yeah,
they were like, you can't have alcohol. I go, all right,
okay,
you know, and then
what was harder, the alcohol or the phone?
Well, I mean, I'm sober from alcohol. I'm not sober from the phone.
But I mean, you said they took the phone away from you. Oh, yeah,
they took your phone away.
What was the...
Nah, it's
that
the same.
difficult, or were you grateful to have that reprieve from the...
Yeah, I wish I could get rid of it now.
Yeah.
You find... I mean, sometimes I write jokes, and when I write jokes, I'm looking for a punchline. I'm looking for a way to connect these two ideas. I'm sitting in uncomfortability, and I'll just grab my phone.
Yes.
Because you're like, this is... And I'm sure people that wrote books in the 1800s would sit for weeks in just uncomfortability, and I go, no, I gotta...
Well, even things, you go to the coffee shop, you're in line, you feel awkward, you pull out your phone. It's both the cause and the cure.
But it's based...
no, it's both in a way it's a cure, right? Because you actually do feel less anxious. If you're in an elevator with people, you don't talk, it's weird, you pull out your phone, you feel better. But it ends up causing more... Yeah, exactly.
I was in the airport, we were on the tarmac, delayed or whatever, and I was on my phone just kind of being pacified. My phone ran out of battery, and I was like, we got to get... I was like, what are we doing on this flight immediately? Yeah. Because that thing...
Well, check this out. I was going to go work out today.
It's funny.
Check this out. I was going to go work out today, and I didn't because I didn't have my headphones.
What's the point?
I mean, that's a sweet. What's the point? How can I possibly work out?
What am I going to...
How can I clean my kitchen? I don't have a podcast to listen to.
I'm just going to sit here with my thoughts?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know what... If you're sitting in the airport in the line to get on the flight and you pull out your phone, we played one of the best golf courses in America. Actually, I'm not allowed to talk about it on a podcast. But the most prestigious golf course in America.
Okay.
You're not allowed to post about playing there or talk about playing there. But when we were there, I love playing golf, and I was with Nate. I didn't want to pull out my phone. It was all, you know what I'm saying? It was.
Oh yeah.
It was unbelievable. But what this thing is offering to you, especially in times of discomfort or not even discomfort, awkwardness, I go, that's a better alternative.
Yeah.
Then I mean, that's a better alternative than dating for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I don't think in the end it is, but I'd rather sit at home on my phone, see what's going on, but versus going out in real life, which is terrifying, but
you never feel good after. You feel exhausted and overwhelmed and stuffed with information and novelty. You're like, oh gosh, I need a break. And so you say it's like that 48-hour thing you just said. I need a break, and then 2 minutes later you pick up the phone again.
Or you put them. Okay, you delete the app. You put it on the third page. You put it in a folder. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing all these kind of
these
things.
tricks.
Yeah, but it's disrespectful to your brain. Your brain is not.
Yeah.
It will find its way back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
It makes all the sense in the world. Everybody is feeling this right now who's mildly self-aware.
And they go, we got to get rid of this thing. I think I said on my podcast that I think I have tremendous hope.
Yeah.
I just don't like those my people that are like doom and gloom, everything's over.
Yeah,
the world's coming to an end. I go, I think people will sooner rather than later look at cell phones like we used to look at cigarettes.
My friend created a program called Shift.
Okay.
And when he told me he did this, I thought, okay, I get it. I've tried all these things.
Putting your phone in a block or something like that.
I've tried Brick, I've tried Opal, I've tried, it doesn't, there's always a workaround.
Yes.
And I will always use that workaround.
Of course.
And he's like, I promise there isn't. I didn't know who this guy was. A friend told me about him. Mm-hmm. He drove to the studio right here and he showed me, and it works. So I have my phone shifted.
Yeah.
And I cannot access the internet. And I've given it to really people who are like, I know how to do it, and they can't. And it's been great for me. So just driving to the studio today, prayed the rosary, had nothing to do, picked my nose.
Sure, go for it.
But taking away that option is really good. I think admitting that you do not actually have the kind of self-control that you think you have is the first step. You know?
And what do you? Yeah, it's so like you're doing cocaine, you're sneaking around to the back of the dumpster to, meet a guy named Gerald that you're gonna, or like the addiction seemed more consequential.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This one is very like, it's like in the...
People don't smell it on your breath.
Yeah, it's like in the was it the Screw Tape Letters or the C.S. Lewis? They're just, let's just get them to be preoccupied.
Yeah. Distracted, comfortably numb.
Yeah, where is that? It's one of those C.S. Lewis books.
I'm sure it is. I remember once I went and gave a talk somewhere, went back to my hotel room. I'm sitting on the bed and I start watching The Office because it's comforting. Yeah, and then I'm on another page on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm not watching, I'm listening to The Office, scrolling through Twitter, and then someone texts me. And so I'm texting while listening to The Office while looking.
You're gone, brother.
And I just was exhausted. It's just a great way to exhaust yourself. So there's a real difference, I think, between obviously dissociation and recreation. Mm-hmm. Like one recreates you, the other just leaves you more frazzled and disintegrated.
Yeah, and I think disassociation is there is a place for it. As long as you're being honest with you, you're like, hey, I'm gonna go watch a trashy TV show for 30 minutes. I've had a long day with the kids. This makes me feel like,
but I would call that reason. I'd call that recreation.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because I think a lot of in religion, especially, it's like you can't be a human. Yeah. You're like,
you're tired. Read Shakespeare, idiot. That can be your rest.
Yeah, you're like, hey,
100%.
Hey, I'm gonna these novels or whatever, they're like silly, but I just feel I'm gonna for 30 minutes. Now, if you're not abandoning your family and you're gonna do it for an hour and you come back and then I'm gonna cook dinner and then we're gonna play with you, like, fine.
Yes. I think a lot of it has to do with intentionality.
Yeah.
I come home, I'm not into video games, but I'm fine if I were.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend half hour play this video game and then I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. That's very different to like losing yourself in things because you feel uncomfortable.
And if you go, hey, spouse, significant other, hey, it seems like you might be getting a little over leveraged here in these video games, to be like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
You can go to hell.
Yeah, or yeah. Or like someone says, hey, the Instagram, it's probably not, it's probably feeding your ego more than it like, and you're like, yeah, that's probably true. You want to see if you can go, when we get home until the work in the morning, you want to see if we can go without it. Maybe just see if you're like, yeah, let's do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The problem is with the phone, there's always a seemingly legitimate reason to be on it.
You can't get anywhere without it.
What are you doing? Like, I'm just checking an email. Like everything you say no one ever says, I'm just doom scrolling. There's always, I'm just texting this guy back.
It's for work also. Yeah. Or a GPS, you're like, I'm going to go without it. Like, how are you going to get any? How are you going to? Your credit cards are on there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, again, I want to tell. I don't even remember the website, and I'm not getting paid to do this. But look up Shift, because it shifts all the distracting apps, and it leaves you with Uber, leaves you with your bank apps.
Oh, you can put them all kind of in there.
Yeah, I can use all those, but I just can't use any social media. There's no web browser.
But they're all the socials have like limits. Like, you know, they have like Instagram has like an hour. Like you can set a limit.
Yeah,
but we're going to get around it. Is what I'm saying.
But
we're
with
going to
Shift, you cannot get around it.
It's like you're like, hey,
I'll give it to you. I'll ask him. He'll give you a code. It'll be for free.
I don't have a problem. What do you mean? Do you think I need it?
You have a problem. Yeah.
Same with gambling. They're like, hey, here's all the gambling, but 1-800-GAMBLER, call it if you need. You're like, there's cigarettes. Hey, this is going to cause cancer.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't really.
The dopamine is bigger
than the number
than the
on
consequence.
the bottom of the ad.
So you go,
okay.
Why would you?
Yes.
I don't smoke cigarettes.
Yes.
It's a gigantic sign on there that says,
yeah, I know.
On the front.
And you go to Europe and Australia and you've just got people rotting. Their flesh is rotting.
And
this is what will happen to you. Like, don't care.
Don't care, dude. And it's still like, hey, Bill Clinton, this is in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
But I didn't either. When I was in the darkest place, you go, especially if you're in pain.
Yes, of course.
And you go, this is going to cause cancer. This is going to hurt your family. This is going to jeopardize your career. Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care. It's disingenuous to like
because you're not acting rationally at that moment when you're engaging in something. So to try to use rationality on someone who's choosing to be irrational or is in an irrational state. That's why I've always said what's interesting is not why people jerk off and look at porn. That's the most obvious thing in the world, of course. That's not interesting at all to me. What's interesting to me is why anyone would ever go, I don't want to do that. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you not want to do that? I mean, it presumably feels terrific. So why? Explain to me why you don't want to do that anymore. That's really fast. Someone who's doing drugs or alcohol.
Tell me that.
Like, how do you get addicted to meth? Imagine that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I've never done meth, but I imagine it's terrific.
It must be.
In the sense that it feels good.
Yeah. And that's
my friend. I had James McCann on the show.
That's
and
hilarious.
He said to me that he heard that sex while on meth, you do that. Afterwards, sex without meth is like a handshake, is what he said to me.
Oh,
so I'm sure
that's
meth
great.
is,
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is why anyone would choose to stop. That's fascinating. Even if they stumble along the way, the fact that they want to live,
to try to go in a different
to be sober.
route.
Why? That's interesting to me.
And everybody's
not why anyone would be drunk. Why is that fascinating? The sin is the least interesting thing about people,
and it requires the least. If you're a human. Requires the least explanation.
Yeah.
You go, that guy got a DUI and slept with his assistant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's really boring.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's very unfortunate. It's evil.
You
but
should have done it.
It's not.
You don't have to explain it to, I don't think.
What?
To a human.
Yeah.
You go,
Not anyone who's lived for 5 minutes and has a modicum of self-awareness.
Well, everybody's like, you would see like, a girl like Broadway is a very popular in Nashville.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of bars down there, a bunch of young 20s, 30s, everybody hanging out there, and the girls wearing like outfits that are in the whole gamut, and the girl going on and putting on a revealing outfit, going down to Broadway, getting a bunch of attention from men and getting drunk. And you were like, why would they do that? I go, what? I go, everybody, like, all the different vices that you could choose. Like if you're in pain, you got like a certain set of cards to play. And you go, every time I played this one, porn, not long term,
no,
short term, this solves it.
It's a relief.
What you mean? What? It solves it every time. Drug addiction, it solves it every time.
Yes.
Now, granted, you wake up, feel terrible, you regret, you go and you'll go down that cycle again, because then you're like, I feel bad about it. I'm going to try to be better. I can't be better.
Back to the thing, the shame cycle.
What do you mean you're now, if meth, you don't play that card, but there's cards that you play, and hopefully your cards 100%. Aren't as destructive as you get older and have a family.
Yeah.
And you go, well, why would I not drink now? When that was my only, I go, well, I'll be honest with you. If I'm doing I just got so high at the show, at the live show. It's such a dopamine rush, and there's thousands of people, standing ovation. I would say now, I would, we have like catering at the venues. We have like grilled chicken and vegetables and squash and asparagus. If I'm feeling really wound up, I will go to DraftKings, put $100 on the West Coast NBA game, and DoorDash some trashy fast food. Mm-hmm. It's not as destructive,
right?
But I'm still, you know what I'm saying?
Choose your vice, kind of thing.
Yeah, or I don't know. Does that make sense or no?
Well, here's what I think you're saying. It's like, okay, so I have these cards that are destroying my life. I don't want to play them, but I don't want to pretend that I'm not in pain and need soothing. So I need an outlet for legitimate soothing.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I wouldn't consider myself to be in pain anymore.
Okay.
I'm in
irritability,
boredom, irritability, just reality of life. Maybe I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm stuck on a tour bus in a loading dock in Omaha, Nebraska. My fiance is not here. I'm in the back of the bus. It's what am I? Yeah, I think what you're saying. Like, you got to go home and pray or something. Like I just need if I don't, the demons are not screaming at me as loudly.
Yeah,
they still whisper to me.
Yeah,
and now maybe I'll scroll on the internet to see what people said about the show.
Yeah, oof,
and it will pacify me. $100 on the late NBA game will pacify me. It'll be exciting. It's fun to watch to see if your projection about the game was true, and then you might win $150, and then it's not going to ruin my family.
Right.
And
it's not a sin. It's a legitimate outlet.
Yeah. Well, I think gambling might be, but
we don't think that. So become Catholic. Right. Another argument for why you should become Catholic. No.
Yeah.
I should say it's not a sin, provided that you're doing it.
Yeah. Your kids have school closed.
Yes, all of that. All of that.
So you go. I think that's the part of maybe religion that at least in the tradition that I grew up for, doesn't quite have room for. Mm-hmm. That this guy's brand new to your church, and then he's smoking cigarettes outside.
Right.
You're like, well, that's a little bit.
Yeah, let him go.
He's fine. He's on his way. Yeah. By the way, you're on your way too.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or like, hey, so you didn't look at porn, but you might have glanced at that girl in the airport. Mm-hmm. What are your...
And then glanced again, and then glanced again.
Yeah, or maybe What
I always find...
I don't know where... Yeah.
I'm a big cigar smoker.
Okay.
And I'm certainly not trying to encourage anyone else to do it if they don't want to do it. I think it's terrific, but the outrage I receive from some people, but they're eating cake and they're drinking Coke and it's pointing at somebody else's vice, maybe, so I can feel better.
Yeah, where do you... I asked one of my buddies this last week. I go, where do you go, or where do you want to go when your wife is maybe upset with you and the kid, it's like, hey, it's $400 for the soccer cleats, or your son lost his cleat, or you know what I'm saying? Or we lost our 180,000 followers Instagram page. We lost it last week for our podcast. We got it back this week.
How did you? What happened?
Instagram just goes,
nope. Why? Did they have a reason?
They just say community guidelines. And you just get this email.
I didn't know people were still doing that. I thought that era was over.
I thought it
Trump
was too.
Yeah.
Now it's back. It's back. I think they just reviewed it and then but you go, so we're going to leave this podcast. I got 1,000 of them a day. The graphics for the tour is the file's corrupted. Oh, the video guy can't edit. He doesn't have time. Some
friction.
When you leave this podcast, everyone's going to be, where do you want to go? And if the friction is bigger, I don't want to go to a bar. Uh-huh. I don't want to, I asked my buddy, where do you go? He said he wants to be on his phone. He wants to be in private and be on his phone and look up stuff he shouldn't look up.
Bless him. What an honest answer. Love honesty. Love honesty.
But you don't go, or somebody doesn't go there, but they go, dude, you know what I want to do?
They just ate Cinnabon and...
Or I want to go, dude, I know a lot of people that at their home, it's, kids don't, especially for men, kids don't especially love them at the current stage of their life. Their wife is kind of at work. You're a god.
Yes.
Everybody,
where do I succeed? I gravitate to where I succeed.
And you go, I'm going to spend a couple more hours at the office tonight because I need to,
Obviously, yeah.
Dude,
we hate failing.
That should be the title of this podcast. Obviously, dude. Dude, there's a guy in treatment that he was very sad from his childhood. He was an ER doctor at 3 different hospitals in Texas. And he was like, his home life was a disaster. When he pulls into that parking lot, they got a sign that says, here's your spot. He would walk, he would be at his home. If you don't come up here, this guy is going to die. He's an ER doctor. He's the only one in town. If you don't get here, you pull in, people put gloves on you. You're like,
it's never happened to me.
Never happened to me once.
Done that.
He was telling a story in treatment. He's like, I feel like a god. I go, you kind of are.
Yeah.
And then you go, if you don't come here, this person is going to die. And his home life was very tumultuous. He said he would take shots. He would take shots of vodka to do the surgeries.
Bless him.
He was shaking so much because he never had any time off because he felt bad when he was off. And he wanted to be, but he was he said he was going to, it was his son's birthday on Sunday and he was going to shoot himself in his office on Monday. He was going to kill himself.
Oh, bless him.
And the Lord, or whatever you call it, intervened, and he got to treatment, and he's one of my best friends now.
Truthfully is a groundbreaking Catholic AI app built to help you know, live, and defend the Catholic faith with clarity and confidence. Whether you're navigating a tough conversation, deepening your understanding, or looking for daily spiritual guidance, Truthfully is your companion on the journey. It's like if ChatGPT went through OCIA, got baptized, and made it its mission to proclaim the truth of the Catholic Church. But Truthfully is more than just a Q&A tool. It's formation in your pocket. Take audio courses on topics like the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Eucharist, Purgatory, and why the Catholic Church is the one founded by Jesus Christ. Each course is designed to be accessible, engaging, and deeply rooted in the teachings of the Church. You'll also receive daily audio reflections, short, powerful meditations to help you grow in prayer and stay grounded in your spiritual life. Already downloaded by thousands of people worldwide, Truthfully is transforming the way we learn, share, and live our faith. One question, one course, and one prayer at a time. Start your 7-day free trial today. Download Truthfully on the App Store.
He couldn't stop. And also he couldn't, he doesn't imagine a future where, that's what suicide is. The current situation is untenable. And also there's no hope. So if you're a prisoner of war, but you're like, in the next month, I think the boat is coming. You can endure unending amount of abuse, tragedy, sadness. You're like, but the boat, I promise, they said they were, or you know what I'm saying? Any kind of, but there's, and then you go, there's no shot. There is no hope. Then outside of a relationship with Christ, wild to say, but you should kill yourself. Without it's at least rational, isn't it? If there's no hope and there is no God, and the current situation, and my pain is significantly greater than my pleasure and future, then it seems like a rational thing would be to end that life. Yeah. We don't want you to do that. We don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
And hope, that's like my favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption. He goes, well, hope is the greatest. That's all I had in here. That's all I had in here is hope. And if you remove that from somebody, I don't want to drive 150 miles an hour down the interstate. Well, I want to be alive. I want to get married. I want to keep doing comedy. I enjoy meals with friends, and I enjoy the thing. I enjoy the everything about it. I don't want to self-harm, and because I like to do it. I want to be around to have grandkids. I want to, but if you didn't have that, you go, why would somebody bring a gun into school? Well, they don't. Their currents, they don't have any. If you take that away from people, if you're looking at your bills and you go, all right, I'm a single mom of 2. I'm working at this. If I do some math here, this ship is not righting itself.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are in that scenario.
Now, you'll know better than me because you're a Protestant, so you're probably better at scripture. I think it's Jeremiah chapter 2. If it's not, apologies. But God says to Jeremiah, my people have committed 2 evils. They have abandoned me, the source of living waters, and they have built for themselves cisterns, broken cisterns which hold no water. And to me, that's what these false refuges are. When we find ourselves in pain and we go to these different things, whether it be popularity or sexual pleasure or drunkenness or popularity, but they don't work. They don't work. And in my life, the most honest thing I know how to say is when I can sit before the loving gaze of our all-merciful God, then I can sort of drop the shoulders and relax and exist in joy.
Yeah.
But it's a hard place to remain in because I'm an idiot and because I'm wounded by sin and I keep going to my broken cisterns, frustrated that they don't work.
And if he's watching you or whatever, Christ or sees you in the going into the bar or let's say getting on social media or whatever vice you want to go pursue, maybe in the short term or the long term. I think he goes, man, that's a bummer. I got a better plan for him. Unfortunately, he can't see it right now. This is the card he knows how to play. I'm not mad at him. There's consequences.
Right.
And I'm sad.
I forget who who says God sees sin as pain in us. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He goes, man, that's a bummer. I wish he could see my kind of like a parent in a lot of ways. I wish he's not.
Well, I mean, this is the number one analogy he uses, right? And
as a father, yeah.
You know,
if
my son believed that he had to act well so I would like him, that would break my heart. I want him to act well because acting well is how you live the good life and be happy, and I want you to be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an easy way. What do you think of maybe like for a religion, maybe at least organized in a way to control behavior? Where did the God is angry at you? I know you guys have got a lot of guilt. So do we. And so your tradition and mine is like, where did dude, I was the good kid. Our Christian school, we weren't somehow we got the idea that we were like troublesome. You know, like teenagers, you're like, dude, we were on paper great.
Okay.
But there's a lot of,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Mean, it's a little bit of,
I think it's the easiest thing to do. Yeah, I have 4 children who I love dearly, but sometimes you know that shaming that child will stop that behavior quicker than a deep, loving interaction with them.
You said it, brother.
And it's not that you...
And it will stop it, by the way.
Exactly. That's what's so dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's not that you necessarily think it through. I'm going to shame them right now. It's this that you reflexively do the thing that quickly stifles the thing you don't want to be done.
But how did you learn? Somebody taught you.
What?
Or where did you learn shame would stop the behavior? You know that.
Yeah, I know that, I don't know, through millions of interactions with other human beings throughout my life.
They go, oh, this is not... But
I've seen the way, I remember I remember doing things as a kid and my parents being deeply ashamed of things, and that didn't help me.
Yeah.
All it did was drive the behavior underground.
Yeah.
I had one of my children, I'll keep it very generic for their sake, they were very young and they were stealing from me. And there was something wrong with them. And I'm like, what's going on with this person, with this child?
Yeah.
And I laid down with this child and I kept saying, what's going on? What's going on? Nothing. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We did that for about 7 or 8 minutes until this child broke in my arms and told me, oh, my darling, I love you. I love you. I said to this child, there's nothing you could ever do that could make me love you less. You could try, but you would fail.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
But, and it's Christ with the woman caught in adultery, right? There's nobody here condemn you. Neither do I condemn you.
Look around.
Go sin no more. It's the love and truth. It's the kindness and truth married together. It's not niceness, like, hey, you be you and do what makes you happy. It's, I don't condemn you. Go and sin no more. It's the, truth. And
I like that idea of what you said a second ago, of like lowering your shoulders. Oh. You know, like you come.
Just drop them a bit. Yeah, take a breath.
I think that's what, if it's done.
You feel safe.
If it's done well, I think that in a lot of ways, that's the.
I was in prayer the other morning. It was several months ago, actually. It wasn't the other morning. I just say the other morning because it's easier.
Yeah,
and I was talking to our Lord. And I was trying to hear our Lord speak to me. And I heard our Father say to me, and it was wild, and it came from nowhere. And I heard our Father say to me, I'm really proud of you. I love you. You're doing a good job.
Man.
Everything in me wanted to fight him for saying that. I hated that. And that's wild.
You got to fix this. You got to do this. You got to look at this area that you're not doing great in.
You would think that I would want to hear that. And obviously the deepest part of me does want to hear that. But I was like, no, I could make a compelling case where you're wrong about this. But that reaction is more interesting to me than the dialogue coming from our Lord that I believe I received.
Yeah.
What was that? Because I remember saying to a friend who's far advanced in the faith, I said, I think, maybe I just want to hear that. And so I pretended the Lord said that to me. And he's like, I don't know if you want to hear that because we know each other well and you don't speak to yourself like that. I thought, that's true.
Never.
I don't.
Well, we got to the myriad of to-do lists, but the idea to just, like, it's almost, I always compared it to like that, in Home Alone. You ever seen that movie?
Of course.
Where Kevin McAllister goes and sits in the church. Yeah. And the guy's there, kind of the older grandfather figure, and he just like, my parents are I don't know what to do. The guys are coming tomorrow. And he just goes, hey, you're gonna be all right. And I think that's what Sunday morning is. I think for a lot of, granted, the church is run by humans and they fail and they mess up, but it is. You go in there, if the church is
healthy.
And any kind of, an ounce of 1% health, and you could you could feel that little.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I do know what that is.
Reassurance. And what we want to is not to be justified in our perversions and sins. Because we know what that's like too. That might be like your buddies. Hey, it's fine. You're like, that's a cheap pat on the shoulder that I don't want. What I want is to be loved as I am and too much to be left that way. That's what I want.
And he goes, hey, if I might have to, this is what happened to me, I might have to break. I can't dude, I think about all the time about my scenario was obviously very, dude, I'm about to get married.
Come on.
That's crazy, dude. That's great. If you just told me that in 2019, that is wild to me, that you're going to be sober and you're like, gosh.
How would you have responded in 2019 if you knew you were married?
Dude. No shot. And I'm about to be on the Tonight Show and your comedy career is going to be, I go, granted, it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of honest conversations and a lot of wreckage to kind of sort through maybe, but if you go, there is no way. But what if that happened? I'm 41 now. That happened when I was 35. What about if he'd have let you go to 55 or 60 or I don't know. I when I was in that, I would have, you're going to learn a lesson from this. I would have been pissed that somebody would have told me that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking of someone listening to this and it'd be like, it's going to be, it's going to be helpful to, you're like, okay, did well. I have to ask a guy if I can have some sherbet. I don't think this is not a good plan. But it does appear to be an act of mercy.
Reliant K, remember that band?
Yeah, of course.
That is that excellent line. You said, I know this will hurt, but if I don't break your heart, things will just get worse.
Gosh.
And everyone went, duh.
Yeah. That's one of our bands, dude. You can take them.
Oh yeah, we pick and choose.
You come over to us when we need something.
That's right. Whenever you look cool. William Lane Craig is with us.
When you need some art, you're like, let me get what are those guys doing over there?
Yeah.
Man, what a journey, dude. Yeah, I in the darkest, I feel like maybe when I was in there, when I was in the treatment, and I was like, I think after, well, first of all, my family was very supportive of me, and they were like, and that kind of helped me at the beginning. But I remember about maybe a month in, I talked to my agent, who I thought I'd never do stand-up comedy again. I was like, oh, I never. And then he goes, hey, this might be inappropriate, but there's like a significant amount of offers on the table for you to, when you're ready, that these venues want to book you. And I go,
you shocked?
What?
Yeah.
And I immediately just, so my buddies will say, I immediately, hey, let's get these assignments done. Hey, we got to go. We're going to go for a walk. Hey, I was very, very motivated to submit myself to the process, because I saw
a way out,
a way if I hope.
Okay.
You go, and granted, I always had hope as a human. My family still loved me, but as professionally, hey, if I can stay sober, everybody would say that if you can remain on the track, you can be able to do the thing that you love for as long as you want. And I had hope and I was like, man, I thought this thing was burned to the ground, and it sounds like I can. And the guy I told you about, the guy with cocaine, he, after we get out of treatment, everybody's kind of in a group text together, and he was a lawyer. Okay, so he was supposed to say he got his law license suspended because he's doing cocaine in the trials, and like it was a wild addict. He got way out of control. They suspended his license. Hey, if you can stay sober, we will, for a year, we'll give you your license back. Okay, so he was sober for 6 months. We're all checking in with each other on the group text. He stops responding. And if you know anything about addiction or literally being a human, if you stop responding, I've been around enough. I go, and everybody also did. And they go, has anybody heard from him? Has anybody heard from him? No. And he relapsed, not on cocaine, on alcohol. And he went back in to check with his service provider, the license, the board or whatever. And they said, because you relapsed, you will never be able to get your license again. And he killed himself.
God bless him. I'm so sorry to hear that.
So
sorry for his family.
Again, that was an immediate decision, but you go, I don't see how this. Now, obviously, you're going to go, he's 40, he's going to go work at Walgreens. I mean, he was also at the top.
Okay. Money,
face was on all the billboards. People knew him in town. Go into a restaurant, you got a table at the small town, but so what, you're going to tell him to go work at CVS? It was too, does that make sense?
Yes, of course.
It was too, he goes, no.
Jarring? Yeah.
Too much of, and there would be debate in the recovery community about, all right, as someone that's in, you have to have a, I don't care if we're suspending it for another 5 years. There has to be a way. And I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast and if you're a human at any level, you'd be like, yeah, there's no way forward. There's no way.
Golly, what advice do you give to those who are watching who are stuck in something and they hate themselves? They love this thing that eases their pain and they hate that they love this thing and they don't know how to stop loving the thing that they hate.
Well, I get a little bit apprehensive because I'm giving advice because I was caught. Now on the other side, I go, yeah, just go tell your wife, just go tell your boss, but I didn't. My world crashed down and I was able to make good choices from there and kind of follow the right path. But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that are like prominent in Christian celebrity or music or whatever that I know have this gigantic vice or demon that no one else knows about. And it's horrible to live like that. But also I wasn't willing to come forward either. Does that make sense? I don't know if I could, obviously it's better over here. It's way better over here, but I didn't have the courage to be on this side and say, this is what you should do. I feel like for me it would be a little tricky. Do you have any advice?
That's good. No, I would say that some things can only be healed by the antiseptic light of truth. And we might be of the opinion that if we keep burying the thing, then we'll be safe. But they find a way of poking through. So
I got one piece of advice. Okay. And if this is something, I remember they'd be like, well, just write it down and then burn it. But it's like, I haven't talked to a therapist, right? I can't even talk to a therapist about this. It might be illegal. It might be, a therapist don't care and they've heard everything. But you think your thing is.
This is why we have confession. I'm not trying to make a cheap point there. I'm just saying it is actually really beautiful.
I've said this about Catholicism.
Yeah.
I think I said that on our podcast. I go, I think what y'all have gotten right is like, oh, you're going to sit in there and talk to a guy. He might recognize your voice if it's a small community. I go, but there's a path, but that's the start. I cannot believe I'm verbalizing this out loud.
Yeah.
It's a start. And if you can't get into a confessional, write it down and burn it. If you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all in here. And then you get a trusted a friend before you might be able to confess it to the people that you could have consequences from. You go, all right, well, I'll tell my buddy and at least he can shoulder this with me a little bit. I don't know where the path forward is for me in terms of reconciliation or maybe jail time, or even if it's not even that, I go, hey, dude, I think I might be using DraftKings a little too much. Your buddy's probably going to go, same. Or I don't use DraftKings, but I need to watch my fast food. I think there's no sin under the sun that is like, wait, what?
And my experience, my close friends, if they came to me and said anything, I would love them. If they said, I murdered an old woman last night, I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said you murdered, And I'd want, I'd want justice or what have you. But I mean, nothing my friends could say could make me love. Well, I don't know. Maybe if it was personal and they killed my child
about you. Right. Yeah. All right.
Okay, but I think we understand the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't have to be completely. But my point is though. But it's funny because those things about me, I think, make me unlovable. When I look at other people who I love and go, no, that actually makes you more lovable when you bare your heart.
Yeah, dude. Every time in if you ever, I would imagine not too many people listen to this pod have ever been to rehab, but you sit in there.
I'm sure many.
You sit in there and you come tell your story. And then you're like, man, you will not believe. And then they go, and then you start hearing the guy behind you that he checks in 2 days after you. You're like, I just got here. He's after you. And then you hear his story, you go, and the therapist go, yeah, I bet you were probably, this happened in your childhood and now you respond by doing it this way. And then they go, yeah, have a seat. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I guess to feel like yours is different or unique.
And that's the big part, I think, of spiritual warfare, hey? Satan is called the accuser of our brethren.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit is called the paraclete, which they tell me is a word which means defense attorney. But I think what happens when you forget the demonic, you start attributing to God what he's not saying.
Yeah, where did you hear that? Like, where that you're
unlovable.
I don't want to take credit for this, but I think Stephen Furtick said it. Who's a very popular evangelical. He's like, if the devil could do all the things he's whispering to you, he would have done it. He would have done it. He can't. You know what I'm saying? All the things that he whispers to you all day, that you're not good, that you're unworthy, you shouldn't start a business. You like, if the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and his goal is ultimately your death, and he'll just beat you. Like, that's his goal for you. And where did you hear that?
It's like God in the garden. Who told you?
Who told you that?
Who told you were naked?
Hey, I'm not gonna start this business. I'm not gonna ask that girl out. I'm not gonna risk. You can't. Well, no one said that. No human said that. If I post this video, everybody's gonna think you're a loser. Everybody, what is the origin of that? Or you trace it all the way back to, you're like, no one ever said that. Nobody said that?
You're a beautiful man. I'm glad you exist. What's it like traveling all the time? Are you tired? And now you're engaged. What does life look like? How does a comedian live a sustainable life?
Well, I mean, I'm starting the tour next week, but I've been off since May.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I think some people you see 40 tour dates.
Where can people, just real quick so we don't miss this point, where can people find your tour dates for this upcoming tour?
Let's see.
Your website?
John B. Crist on all socials. I'm John B. Crist everywhere. So you can, We're starting 40 dates in this fall. Whoa. But then again, I always try to be like, all right, a regular person who works 9 to 5, they got 5 tour dates a week for 8 hours. Your fall schedule would look like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. Like, I'll go out on Friday morning. I'll fly out. I would take the bus home, and I'll be back on Sunday night.
The following Sunday, not 2 days.
2 days. Okay. I go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and whether
that's great.
If it's within 10 hours of Nashville, Tennessee, the bus will drive, and we'll be home on Monday.
That's nice. And will you travel with your wife?
Yeah. Well, we're not married yet.
I mean, when you're married. Yeah, that's right. When you're married, will you?
You trying to catch me, brother? Nah. She comes on the bus sometimes.
Nice.
I mean, there's a bus. Nice. It has like 12 bunks in it.
Yeah.
And then there's like the 2 other comics who are like my best buddies, my video guy, merch guy, tour manager. It's a pretty good time out there.
What bugs you about other comics when you see them do this on stage?
Oh, man. Everything. What do you mean?
Yeah.
There's there's some ways to get cheap laughs.
Okay.
That you go, if you're not doing well, you kind of reach back for these kind of like street jokes, or maybe jokes that if you haven't totally prepared. People that don't work hard bug me. But I mean,
you get that sense because it's not tight, not refined.
Maybe you could see if you come out with a guy and then a 4 months later he comes back out with you and it's the same. You go, what?
Would you rather someone funny? Don't lie. Would you rather someone funnier than you to open?
Oh,
or less funny?
Funnier.
Why?
That's a big talking point in comedy.
Okay.
I think my name's on the ticket. Everybody's coming to. I'm confident enough in even if the opener gets a standing ovation.
Yes.
I think if you're
Right.
If you're not
so true.
If your name's not like, you could be Jerry Seinfeld. If you bombed, he wouldn't bomb, but you would be still like, that's who we came to see.
Exactly. No, that's a really
Now,
excellent point.
if you're at the local there's a Comedy Zone here in Jacksonville. You've probably never been to it. Yeah, there's a Comedy Zone, which is a chain of comedy club. There's one here. You might just be, if you're local at the Jacksonville Comedy Zone, people are just coming out to see comedy. They don't know you. They just want to see some comedy. So if you're in that position, you do not want to be buried by the feature.
Yes.
That happened to me one time. I was the feature and the headliner, and we were doing a cruise ship. So in the cruise, there's no choice to go at 7:00. This is the entertainment. I buried this guy. I was a young comic.
What does that mean? Buried?
I buried him, meaning I crushed him.
And
he couldn't follow me.
I see. He was after you.
Yeah, he was after. He was the headliner after me. No one knew who either one of us were.
Oh, right. Yes.
So
no one's coming to see him.
No one's coming to see me either.
Yeah.
They're just coming to see comedy, and everybody's going, that first guy was funnier, and now we're stuck on a ship.
It's funny you said, because that's so funny.
Nowhere to go.
And I'm thinking of this from the person coming to see the show's perspective, and I think you're exactly right. I went to see a particular comedian, we won't say who, and I know them, and the person who was on before, oh my goodness, this man was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
The person I came to see got up, wasn't that funny. But I had a great time. Like, my time has already been well spent. I drove here.
I enjoyed it.
And I laughed my butt off. I don't care who I laughed at. And the second person wasn't bad, and I was excited to see them.
Yeah.
So I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, I think a lot of times comics would bring out, I used to tour, I didn't tour with him, but he would come to town. I lived in Colorado Springs at the time. He was dirty, very filthy, and he would request, it wasn't that funny. He would request a clean opener. So when he comes on and does the
blue stuff.
Yeah, it's stuff. Oh my, it's kind of a little bit of a novelty because the guy, that's all he kind of had. So or if it's a clean opener, he's talking about at the time, just whatever I was discussing at the time, I don't remember, but he comes on and is, humping the stool or saying, and then it's all, oh my God. But if I'm doing it and he does it and he's not funny, he has no... So he would always request a clean opener, and sometimes people, if they get too funny, they stop having them out because you're like, all right, I don't traditionally feel that way because people spend a lot of money to come to my show. I want the whole thing, 2 hours, hour 45, just to be. Imagine the feeling you're sitting in there for 20 minutes listening to a guy that you find wildly hilarious, and the guy that you came to see is coming up. That's like the ultimate.
That's exactly right.
It's like the ultimate dopamine versus you're sitting there, the guy, and you're sitting there between somebody that's horrible and you
kill the mood. Yeah.
Gosh, when is this guy gonna get out of here so I can see that?
You don't want that feeling.
I don't want that. Yeah. What's
the best special you've ever seen? And who was the not just who's the best comedian, but the best special?
Let me see what year this was. It's called you're gonna laugh, but it's Cat Williams. And it's called The Pimp Chronicles.
Okay.
Yeah. In 2008. And I'd seen stand-up comedy, Brian Regan, Tim Hawkins, and I was at a party in Phoenix, Arizona with my buddy Johnny and our friend Lindsay. And I was walking to the bathroom, and there was these two girls sitting watching this comedy special. Cat Williams, he's wearing a green tuxedo, and he has his hair. And I just stopped. I go, what is this? And this guy was speaking with so much, it was wildly funny, but speaking with so much conviction. And I was like, this guy should be a preacher. Kind of, he's speaking so.
I actually don't know who Cat Williams is.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if I need to for this.
That's not surprising.
For this story.
Yeah. That he was speaking with so much conviction. I go, he was like, at the time, early 2000s, he was a black comic. He was talking against Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was still alive at the time, and nobody in the black community. I realized this afterwards, not at the moment. He was going after Michael Jackson, and no one in the black community publicly at the time had ever spoken, and everybody was in there like, oh my, it was like, so I can't believe he's saying this, but it was also so true and so funny that people were just like, oh, and I go, I want to do that. I want to do that. And
that was the best special, yeah.
It was the best special I've ever seen. If you watch it, it still holds up 20 years later. And he's still selling out arenas because of that special.
There's 2 Australian comedians who I would love you to get familiar with. I wonder if the humor would translate. There's a guy called Jim Owen, who's from Ireland, has an Irish accent, but grew up in Australia. He's hilarious. Carl Barron.
Yeah.
Is the other. You ever heard of him?
No.
Oh, he's terrific. I mean, he
look
gets
him up.
He gets blue, so I'm not telling everyone to go watch it with their kids right now. But you know what I've found is it's interesting. Sometimes someone will have this like charming kind of like cutesy persona, and then when they go dirty, I don't like that at all. Like if Louis C.K. is dirty, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he does.
He kind of said he was that.
Yeah, but when someone, and here would be my, I mean, Norm Macdonald is brilliant, and he's the best, and my goodness,
Nobody's
when
stuck to a
he
joke
would
like
get
that
dirty,
guy.
I'd be like, oh no, don't do that.
Oh.
Not even because I wouldn't be open to hearing that from someone else, but I didn't want to hear that from you because you've got that kind of
yeah. I think
it'd be like if your uncle who you loved started telling dirty jokes, like, don't do that.
You're like, no, we'll go get him.
Yeah, from someone else,
somewhere else. Yeah, there's a certain.
What's that?
I mean, there's a certain. If you're ingesting art, I think you got a guy like country singer is the most popular currently is Morgan Wallen. Everybody, and you go, he's and you go, Chris Martin, same with from Coldplay. You go to a show, you go, I buy this. Consciously or subconsciously, you go, a great comedian, Nate goes, he's talking about his wife and his kids and the bus and you go, this is my kind of guy. And you see it's a little bit, you see other people, the jokes are funny on paper, they're good, and you go, I don't know if you know what I'm saying?
You can't connect with it, or
you can't connect. And sometimes people go, I do a show in Nebraska, and people go, dude, we drove 6 hours because you're our guy. You know, we listen to your podcast. We watch your specials. You are,
no pressure.
Tell me that after the show, not before. You go, some people you just don't really, what the topic matter, maybe the outfit, maybe maybe they haven't connected with themselves in a way where they're like, I hope. A lot of times young comics are like, I hope you like this. And Bill Burr, at his peak when he was greatest, he goes, I don't care what, you need to hear this. This is the truth about society or about you. I'm standing on this. This is what you need to, and hopefully it's funny enough to be ingested by everybody. And you go, I can't believe it. That's crazy that he said that, versus maybe trying to play to them, or I hope this is what it feels disingenuous somehow, And the best, it's hard to get there as a performer. I'm sure you deal with that as a on the pod.
What? Yeah, well, here's where I deal with it. What resonated with me is I used to travel the country speaking on pornography.
Yeah.
And I spoke to hundreds of thousands, probably, maybe at least 100,000 to be more accurate, of people all around the country on pornography.
You did?
And I was really good at it. Yeah. And I would make people laugh appropriately, I hope. But what I would do
It makes you feel better. It's always coming up on when we talk. That's part of it. Okay, that's part. I was like, why are we always talking about this?
Pornography?
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Yeah. I've written books on it. I like it.
I knew that. I knew that.
I like talking about it. Yeah. But anyway, when I would have to get up in front of like 1,000 old boys high school, I would say this to myself. I'm like, I'm going to go and freaking destroy all of them. I'm going to crush. They're going to need to hear this. And it's going to be the best friggin' talk they've ever heard, which isn't a hard bar to clear because I don't know how many porn talks they've heard that were great. No. And I did it. And I did it because I didn't care what you thought. I love you. You need to hear this.
And so I'm leaving also.
Yeah,
I'm not.
That too.
Yeah, that helps.
So I don't know. I hope that doesn't sound arrogant, but it's just like, you need to hear this. And I love you. And so I don't care if you like me. Shut up.
I think a comic has to be wildly narcissistic is the wrong word. Prior to going on stage, there's 3,000 people in there.
You gotta
a kind of like
yourself up.
I don't know if this is a good comparison, but like Trump.
Yeah.
He's like, I have never been a politician. He's like, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to the UN, and you're like, what?
An inordinate level of confidence is now required.
Yeah, and you kind of be like, well, I think in some ways you're like, well, you need that level, but as soon as you get off stage, you have to be wildly honest with yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
To be like, I got to fix this. I didn't like that setup. I maybe came in too harsh, too early. To be great, to be transcendent. You got to be, when you walk on, you got to turn off the
critical.
So there's a microphone and you're going to entertain these people for an hour with nothing.
Yeah.
No band.
Yeah, who do you think you
notes.
are that you can stand up here and make people entertain for an hour?
What is that? Yeah. And then as soon as you get off,
you got to flick that switch back on.
You have to be like, I don't deserve to be up there. I got to be better. Because there's a lot of comics that were like, I crushed. I get off stage every night and I go, ugh, like at the Tonight Show.
Yeah. What was that like when you got off? What was that? Because to me, it would be like, I've never done comedy, but to me, it would be like if I got really drunk one night, said a ton of stuff that I thought was terrific, and then I woke up the morning and went, oh no. I would imagine as a comic, that's what you feel immediately after.
Yeah. You go, okay, we had rehearsed it 1,000 times, right? The closer is, I have an argument with my girlfriend about somebody that doing a 180 or a 360.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, she turned her life around. She did a 180. She's like, she did a 360. So the closer of the whole performance is I'm stepping up and I'm instead of giving her a hug on the curb and she's going to go into her apartment, I go, babe, look, and I do a 360. That's the closer. That doesn't really get that big of a laugh. It gets a decent laugh. And then the closing joke is, and that's the last time we talked, meaning she was upset. On the Tonight Show, it went so well. It went so impossibly well that I could never imagine. The me turning around got a gigantic laugh. And I should have. I'm John Crist. Thank y'all so much. And the closer was, and that's the last time we talked. So live, it got less of a laugh because the one before it was so gigantic. So you're asking me the first time on national television, my closer to cut it live. And I did, I got off, I go, God, I should have ended right there.
So you should have turned around, waved, and left.
I should have turned, it got such a big applause break.
Yes.
I should have just turned, and nobody has ever closed on a nonverbal joke. But there's almost no way to predict that was going to happen.
Yes. Or to predict that the final line wouldn't have got as big of a laugh.
Live.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that, I mean, it's all happening live in front of millions of people. But I got off stage. My point is I got off stage and go, God, I should have immediately. But you don't beat yourself up because it went great. But you if you don't walk off and go, I got to fix something. I got to tinker with that. I should have come out. I should have maybe take more of a pause there. I should, if you don't, you win the football game 35-7. You should at least, you know what we should do when we do that end around, we should do it a handoff because I think it's going to be available, or we should have gone over the top and or whatever.
You're losing me, but yeah.
Should have, yeah.
Did you sit down with Jimmy after? Because I tried to find that portion, but I don't think it's on YouTube.
So I went to the couch.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
During the commercial break, and then we came back and just signed off in the episode. But we didn't banter.
Oh, there wasn't a conversation.
Not on TV.
Okay.
I mean, I sat with him for the commercial break, which is like nicest guy in the world. You know?
He?
Yeah. And he was like, I do that with my wife too all the time. And we talked about Shakira because Shakira has been a guest on the Tonight Show.
Okay.
Like she's like, dude, if Shakira heard that joke, she would think
would you
it was
mind
hilarious.
texting her?
Get a number. Yeah.
Were you conversing with the crowd during the TV break, or was it just the two of you?
Not with the crowd, but Jimmy. It's my first time ever on TV. Jimmy, during the commercial break before, Jimmy comes out to the crowd. He goes, "Hey, we got a comedian coming up next. His very first time. He's probably a little nervous.
Oh, that's nice.
Make his friends are here. Like my people on our staff and my girlfriend at the time was there, and so they're like his friends are in the back. Make him feel welcome. And it was so
that's nice.
Literally the greatest favor
Yeah.
that anyone could do to hype you up. And he was like telling these like stupid jokes on the commercial break that were killing. And I was like, oh, this crowd was so warm.
They were ready.
That he did that.
That's nice.
That's just, you don't have any idea how kind that is.
Okay.
To care enough to love stand up. I mean, Tonight Show for a musician is not what it is for a comedian. That's the top.
Okay.
Or for a guest, if you're on a movie star to get, that's not
yes.
stand up.
Yes.
On the Tonight Show.
That's right.
All the way back to the Johnny Carson days.
Whenever I see a band on a Tonight Show like Metallica, I'm like, what are you doing here?
You're like,
I guess I'll listen to it, but it's not the same. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Or if you're an actor,
the comedian, it's your movie. It's the
doing the thing is the peak. And I also go, my word, there's two guests in front of me. If you going out, sitting on the couch, talking to Jimmy, I mean, you could practically be dead. And Jimmy would carry that. Going out with a microphone, standing.
No one's seen you before.
No,
a lot of them haven't.
No one's around. Jimmy's not coming to help
save you.
No,
if things went bad.
How much?
As you say, you can't fear that this is going to bomb. You have to turn that switch off and just crush it.
You have to.
But were you thinking that prior? Like, what if this doesn't work?
Dude, I think that now. I think that about. I think that you have to have a little, I mean, the night before, especially when it bombed 5 times in a row, you go.
You're putting a lot of trust in this fella who's telling you it'll go great.
And
on
also
TV.
it's not, I mean, if it went, you can look them up. You can look some up on that do not go well.
Yours?
No, on the Tonight Show.
Oh.
Go look up some.
You do type it in?
Stand up Jimmy Fallon. You could see, I'll send you some.
Okay.
Then you go. Yeah.
Do they have the applause laugh signs?
No,
they don't.
No.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully they understand what it is. It's literally the warmest environment ever, but still some people get a little.
And did you get compliments that you believed from people who worked on the show afterwards?
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was great.
You did really well. As I say,
Yeah.
I watched it with my 2 daughters last night and they were laughing. I'm like, this is good. Because I think if I were you, I'd be like, I just want to not suck. If I can clear that bar where people go, that wasn't embarrassing, I'll be happy. But you did more than that.
Somebody, I think maybe as a Christian, and you're talking about entertainment, I feel like a lot of times people, it's when Christians, I don't even know if this is the right word, get the chance to go, you're like, it's embarrassing, or it's maybe not as.
Yeah.
You're like,
he's good for a Christian.
Yeah, or a Christian maybe movie, and you're like, well, it's not going to win an Emmy, but like you're watching a Christian movie, they have like the battery pack for the microphone, and you're like, dude, we can, or you know what I'm saying? It's always together to be.
You want it to be Mel Gibson's The Passion of the Christ, not God's Not Dead. Right? No offense to those people who tried to
be like, oh man, this is, and when it was, I think it made God very proud.
Nice. Dude.
And my dad said to me,
what did he say?
My dad called me, and he was obviously very proud and very confident. We talked about me getting it, and he goes, you know what my favorite part about that was? He was very complimentary about the whole set and everything, and he goes, you said to the whole world, the whole nation, that you and your girlfriend, that you drop her off at her apartment every night.
Oh.
And go home.
I didn't pick up on that, but okay.
Neither did I. and he goes, that made me so, you're just saying, hey, you took her out to dinner, you had a good time, and the joke is the joke, but you give her a hug on the curb and she goes into her apartment. I go into mine. I go, man, I that's just how we've chosen to, I didn't even think of that.
You weren't trying to put in a message.
Yeah, and I'm also not saying I never stayed or like I'm not innocent in that. I go, this is just how we live. And he goes, I was so proud of that. I was proud of that. And, so is Lydia, obviously. I thought that was, I go, man,
Has joking about Christianity for so long, and this probably circles back to something we mentioned at the beginning of the show, where you can't be processing things out of a state of anger and agitation. But I imagine you've been asked this before. Has it made you cynical about Christianity as you make fun of elements of Christian behavior and worship and life?
I think when I started in 2009, 2010, 2011, my voice in Christianity was like, I made a joke about Joel Osteen maybe watering down the Bible or something like that. And you know this, you're my age. No one was saying that. And no one was like, and you're like about a pastor that had a private jet, or it was coming from the inside, so it was received by everyone, but it was such like, I think at the time, it needed to be kind of like joked about. I feel, I've talked about this on my podcast, my role now is like, dude, we've crushed everything. We've crushed everything in at least my faith practice, everything we have torn down. And I think the future of this, like at what point, if a pastor has a private jet and he's like, dude, it's not, at what point do we start to turn on the congregants that are keep giving money to, like the institutions, like we've like there's a big documentary out now about like pastors and like private jets and how they're like, I was like, I did this in 2009. Like we like, what do you want the church? What do you want to just crush it all? And then it's
by crush, do you mean destroy?
Crush? Do you mean like keep making fun of it? Keep making it's been beaten down. We've all there's humans in everything that are gonna be. There's humans in business that we crushed. I think the future is like is to defend it in a lot of ways, or maybe speak about it in a way of like, I think I was like something about the church. There's like, I went to Joel Osteen's church. I went to go kind of, not to make a joke about it, but just to see it. And they got a food pantry there. They got Dave Ramsey there, the books that can help you get out. They got marriage classes. They got parenting classes. They got, you know what I'm saying? And this is, there's a handful of evangelical churches in America that are very loud and very boisterous. And there are tens of thousands that are just a guy showing up on Sunday morning that is doing his best for his community, doesn't have any money, is doing his best to put these marriages back together, to help find people jobs, to get them out of addiction. You go, well, what are we going to do? Just crush? Does that mean, are we going to just crush all of it? At what point do we go, hey, this guy's doing a good job?
How does that translate into your comedy, your Christian comedy? Yeah,
I think you could still be critical of like things that you see. I made a video a couple weeks ago about churches selling like season passes to be like,
okay, I love it.
They'd be like, hey, it's, you're going to buy a seat license, then it reserves your seat. You don't have to fight with anybody. It's $500 a month. It's a funny idea that a church would do that. There's still human parts of, but I don't know if.
In a way, I think the humor around these things kind of prunes the dead branches, right? It helps us look at ourselves and go, oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this YouTube video back in the day. This youth pastor comes on stage. Youth pastor with ripped jeans and a tattoo, so you know I've got a past.
Oh, yeah, I know that joke.
I forgot that
Maybe
YouTube video.
Who was that? Yeah.
But there was something about that. You go, oh, thank you. Yes. Yes. That has become a caricature. And thank you for addressing it.
Of like the any healthy community is like the court jester. In a way, the king gets every year. The king gets up and does the state of the country. Everybody's doing great. Everybody's prospering. This is the best. The future of this is unbelievable. And then the court jester gets 5 minutes, and he goes, "Have you seen the community on the other side of the hill? They are beating each other, killing each other in a way to just keep the whole community honest. You go, yeah, the king can believe, like if it was a Christian conference and it was everybody teaching fire and brimstone, you were like, geez, we feel terrible about ourselves. It was everybody encouraging you grace. You're like, oh, we feel great about ourselves. I think all the voices, humor included, are important for this. The same with the country, by the way, that there has to be these voices of humor to kind of bring some.
It's like release valves.
Bring some honesty or levity to the whole thing. You have to have comedians making fun of politicians. That's like free speech. That's why it's so scary to lose it. So you go the North Korea, he says this, and you go, and they kill you. You go, well, then we're done.
Yeah,
we're done.
And I don't get the sense when I watch your comedy that you're upset about anything. It's sort of like the reason people like Jordan Peterson when he's at his best, right, is because they feel like they're not getting a lecture from someone who hates them.
Yeah.
They feel like they're getting tough talk from someone who believes in them. And I
in a way to make them better.
In order to make them better.
Yeah.
And I think comedy, Christian comedy, like the stuff you do that I've seen at least, is this is a guy who he's with us. He's not outside pointing at us, nor is he inside pissed off and giving everyone the finger in a way that shows that he thinks he's better than us. Like you did that thing the other day with that Sheila about saying grace before meals.
Oh,
Who was that?
That's my friend Sarah.
Okay, that was amazing.
Hey, we don't say...
Larry David did something like this in one of the Curb Your Enthusiasms about when Catholics make the sign of the cross. Because he goes up and picks up chips and doesn't do it. It's like, so is it just like a substantive meal or
perfect?
That was so funny.
In a way to go,
you don't bless yourself kind of for snacks.
This is kind of silly. Not silly. It's life and death. But these
this
like
is interesting. Have you not owned? Yeah, that it's like
there's a Welch's grape juice, which is what we use for our communion. I saw in the gas station the other day a Welch's grape juice energy drink. And you go, there's a joke there. With like a mega church youth pastor trying to boost communion attendance. Yeah. Or I don't know what the joke is, but you go, so y'all do wine, which is significant to the blood. We do grape juice. Mormon church does water. Did you know that?
No.
LDS church does water and bread and water. Okay. And you go, well, this is what we do. And you go, well, this is what, and you go, so what if you had the grape juice energy drink? Is that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all.
I love it.
Yeah, but again, if that joke goes too far, then it's like you're
now
out.
You're mocking us.
Yeah, so it is a very. I go, all right. Something about a youth pastor trying to be relevant and reaching out to the next gen. Like I don't know quite where the joke is, but I bought it. I bought the energy drink and it's in my car, and I go.
Now you sit with this for weeks until it crystallizes.
Well, it hasn't come to me yet, so if you see it, you go, oh, he talked about this one. Yeah. It's kind of like a. Because Welch's grape juice, which is exactly what we use. So if you put this in, you're like, or if you're taking communion at 11, but you got a presentation due at noon, or I don't know if that's the joke either, but you go.
Yes. Or if it's like a night service and we're trying to keep people awake.
Yeah. Or like a communion before the dull pastor. Look at us. We're just making a joke now. Yeah, that might, or if the pastor goes, hey, I'm kind of low energy, can tell them to get, Yeah.
If he don't tell anybody it's the energy Welch's. Just give it to him.
Yeah. So I don't know what the joke is or if it'll ever materialize, but that's all we're doing.
That's really good. Yeah. John, thank you so much for being on the show.
Honor to be here.
It's really great to have you and to talk with you. This is nice. I'm really glad we did this. One more, sell something. Tell people what to do, where to go, what to click.
Oh man, I don't know. Well, that's not one of my shirts, by the way, that I recommended to you.
This is the Buck Mason, right?
No, it's not it.
This is Buck Mason.
That one you're wearing?
Yeah, it's the thicker. It's the thicker Buck Mason.
Is it?
It's just in time for fall, and it's also freezing in
When
here.
you left Nashville, you go, where'd you get that shirt?
Was it that one?
No, not this. Was it the one I was wearing? Yeah, it was a Buck Mason.
I love Buck Mason.
I don't know if I have anything to. I mean, I'm going on tour next week for all fall. We got a couple big announcements coming out next spring. I can't talk about yet, but yeah, any city that you're near.
Yeah.
Most likely, I'm coming this fall.
Come on, and you have a podcast?
I got a podcast, Net Positive. Yeah, it is. Conversations similar to this. Maybe a little bit more lean on the humorous side, but
it was. I don't know what I was thinking. People are like, he's a comedian. You didn't think it was going to be funny? I'm like, I didn't think that far ahead.
Also, how did we connect?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe it was.
Oh, I knew. I'd followed the pod. I found the pod because I was looking at the.
Maybe your assistant reached out to mine. I'm not
no, but
sure.
I knew they wouldn't do that.
Oh,
blindly. They're just going through the internet to get this.
We
guy.
want you.
I must
you'll be
say,
fine.
yeah. Anyway, but that's one of our best podcasts of the year.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I like Nashville. I when I went there to visit you, I was also on Knowles' show, so I did two at once.
Oh yeah.
I remember because I hadn't been to Nashville much, so I go to have lunch at this steak restaurant, and I'm sitting down, and I realize there's a Sheila up there with a guitar, and I'm like, for goodness sake, I don't want to. I'm like, there's one other family behind me. I just wanted to listen to a podcast, and now I can't. So here we go. And she played, and she was friggin' brilliant.
Oh, she was great.
And then I realized I'm in Nashville.
Yeah, it's with every restaurant.
I'm not in Jacksonville anymore. No offense, Jacksonville.
You land in the airport terminal, they got music playing in there.
They're incredible.
Yeah, they're all great.
And I felt terrible. I'm so sorry I'm the only one you're singing to. You should be singing to a stadium.
So you took out your headphones?
I took out my headphones immediately. Good. I would have done it even if she was bad because I wouldn't want to. But is that what it's like in Nashville? Just everywhere. Really excellent.
Yeah, and you go, gosh, I was in the airport this morning and the guy's playing at like the bar at the airport. The lights out. But you got to think every small town in America, they trying to get to Nashville. So you're the best. It's like the prom queen. And then they move to LA and then they're a model and everybody's the prom queen out here.
Yeah. Well,
in a way,
right.
you know?
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, brother. Honored to be here.